back now, money in your pocket so you're never too sad. Boy, if money make you dance, you'll be dancing forever to the beat of a drum that never go help you. But now hear the story, is you vex with me, like I do you something, like I do you something. When I hear the
bigger conversations, bigger voices, bigger impact. Talk City 91.1.
Good morning. This is your TDT News Update. I'm Carrie Roberts. Making the news at this time. The government has committed to continuing its support for the annual International Coastal Cleanup, providing $121,000 in funding each year through the Ministry of Planning, Economic Affairs and Development. Planning Minister Dr. Kennedy Swaratsing said the support underscores government's commitment to protecting TNT's coastal and marine environment and maintaining the country's leadership in sustainable coastal management. According to the ministry, government funding supports nationwide cleanup activities, including logistics, volunteer equipment, transportation, training, public education, and data management. In 2025, more than 4,400 volunteers participated in cleanup exercises at 62 sites across the country, removing just under 22,000 kilograms of marine debris from approximately 100 kilometers of coastline. Dr. Swaratsing said the initiative, started for September 12th along the foreshore at the Audrey Jeffers Highway, not only removes litter, but also generates critical data used to guide environmental policy. He added that continued funding reflects government's commitment to reducing marine litter, protecting sensitive coastal ecosystems, and strengthening climate resilience. In other news, although statistics indicate a higher rate of reported mental health challenges among women, the head of the Ministry of Health's Non-Communicable Diseases Unit says these figures may not accurately reflect the experiences of men, many of whom remain reluctant to acknowledge or seek help for mental health issues. Dr. Navindra Prasad says 18.6% of the population reported experiencing depression in 2024, with a rate higher among females than males.
Findings indicate that 13.6% of the population expressed depression, with higher prevalence among females compared with males, 17.3 to 9.9%. Of course, as we all know, a lot of men will deny any sort of mental health issues. So we will find that the male figures might be much lower, because as we also know that the suicide rate in males is much higher than compared to women.
Dr. Prasad said creating safe spaces for open conversations about mental health can encourage individuals to seek information, support, and treatment when needed. He stressed that there should be no stigma attached to asking for help, emphasizing that seeking mental health support is a sign of strength rather than weakness.
And again, it's important to create spaces where people feel safe to talk about mental health, seek support early, ensuring persons know where they can turn to help, and there's no shame in asking for support, and seeking help is a sign of strength, not weakness. The Ministry of Health, through its mental health unit, is also taking important steps to make mental health support more accessible, responsive, and available within communities.
Dr. Prasad said initiatives such as the Young Caribbean Minds Talk Line are providing additional avenues for people to access confidential support and speak with someone when facing emotional challenges. He added that increasing awareness and encouraging healthier conversations about mental health can help reduce stigma and strengthen communities. In sport, the Legends Football Tournament kicked off over the weekend in Valsayn, but before the opening whistle, the community paused to celebrate one of its own. CAC gold medalist and netball icon Khalifa McCollin was honored by the Real Spring Valsayn Committee and Member of Parliament Khadija Amin in recognition of her outstanding contributions to sport and her achievements on the international stage.
I did not know Khalifa was a constituent until Ms. Joanna, and they told me recently. And I am so proud of the girls because I've been following you all on social media, representing our country out there. And when I heard about that, I said I just had to do something for you. So on behalf of myself, my office, we are proud of you as a St. Augustine constituent and a Valsaynian. Congratulations.
And that's what's making the news on this magnificent Monday morning. Joining us right now is the hostess with the mostest, and I know she'll get annoyed, Vamal Balkaran. Good morning, Vamala.
Good morning. It's a new version of what you call me. So you know what? I'll
I
take
know,
it.
but I remembered previously we had a conversation. You
It's
said you
the
actually hate when people say hostess with the mostest.
Mostest.
So I wanted to harass you a little bit this morning. How are
Good
you?
morning, Carrie. You award-winning journalist. How are you? How was your
Thank you.
celebratory weekend?
It was really nice. It was really nice. No beach time, unfortunately, because the weather was not in support of that goal.
I
But
know.
I had a nice time. I had a lot of food over the weekend, actually, and I cooked
Good.
quite a bit
Did
as
you
well.
cook?
I cooked as well. I cooked yesterday, but Saturday I was treated.
Oh wow, I love that.
Yeah.
I met some really cool people this weekend, and one of them asked, so Carrie cooks, he's a chef, and I said, yes, he actually is. I guess a lot of people did not know that, so it's time for us to bring
Yeah.
back your episodes with cooking.
I know, right? I mean, like,
That was TTT News on Talk City 91.1 FM.
Attention parents and guardians, the back to school season is here and Michael Muhammad's bookstore is ready to help you get your children prepared for the new school term. We're excited to welcome you to our 2 new locations. Kane Street, Vistabella, conveniently located next to the Vistabella Presbyterian Primary School. Debe, next to Modern Electrical, in collaboration with Muhammad's Bookstore 1988 Limited. Of course, you can still visit our long-standing location on Pointe-a-Pierre Road, San Fernando for all your school supplies, textbooks, stationery, backpacks, and much more. This back-to-school season, make shopping easy at Michael Muhammad's Bookstore. Visit our new locations in Vistabella and Debe, or our San Fernando branch, and find everything you need under one roof. Michael Muhammad's Bookstore, helping students start the school year right. You're listening to Did You Know? A special feature on Talk City 91.1 FM, where we uncover fascinating facts about Trinidad and Tobago, our history, culture, people, places, and achievements. Join us as we take a closer look at the stories that make our twin island nation unique.
Did you know that the President of Trinidad and Tobago is the country's head of state? While the Prime Minister leads the government, the President performs important constitutional duties, including appointing certain public officials, assenting to legislation passed by Parliament, and serving as Commander-in-Chief of the nation's Defense Force. The office helps safeguard the Constitution and the democratic process.
And that's today's edition of Did You Know? We hope you've learned something new about Trinidad and Tobago. Join us again for another interesting fact as we continue exploring the people, places, and events that have shaped our nation. This has been Did You Know on Talk City 91.1 FM. The conversations shaping our nation, the decisions affecting our future, the issues impacting you. Now, more than ever, it's time to bring them into focus. From politics and public policy to sports, entertainment, and the voices of everyday citizens. A new perspective is coming to Saturday mornings. Focus, People, and Politics. Coming soon, exclusively on TTT.
Talk City 91.1 FM. We don't follow conversation, we lead it.
This is Destra, and you're listening to the Ground Report on Talk City. Keep it locked! Bang, 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 bang.
The Ground Report with Andy Williams and Lennox Smith.
Out of the ashes we rise. There's no one like you. None like you. Our God is greater. Our God is stronger. God, you are higher than any other. Our God is healer. Awesome in power. Our God. Our God. Our God is greater. Our God is stronger. God, you are higher than any other. Our God is healer. Awesome in power. Our God. Our God. And if our God is for us, then who could ever stop us? And if our God is with us, then what can stand against? And if our God is for us, then who could ever stop us? And if our God is with us, then what can stand against? Stand against. Our God is greater. Our God is stronger. God, you are higher than any other. Our God is healer. Awesome in power. Our God. Our God. Our God is greater. Our God is stronger. God, you are higher than any other. Our God is healer. Awesome in power. Our God. Our God. And if our God is for us, then who could ever stop us? And if our God is with us, then what can stand against? And if our God is for us, then who could ever stop us? And if our God is with us, then what can stand against? Stand against.
Bang, bang, bang. Bang, 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 bang.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. Time check. It's 14 minutes past the hour of 6 o'clock. And you're listening to the Ground Report right here on Talk City 91.1 FM. I must say a pleasant good morning to all senior citizens. A pleasant good morning to you.
Eyes of the blind, there's no one like you.
Not forgetting this physically challenged people.
None like
Yes, physically challenged disabled people. A pleasant good morning to you.
into the darkness you shine. Out of the ashes we rise.
Also not forgetting all my drivers. My maxi drivers, taxi drivers, PH drivers, bus drivers, truckers, seven-seaters. All my drivers. Good morning to you.
Our God is greater.
Bang, bang, bang.
Higher than any other. Our God is healer. Awesome in power. Our God.
And for those of you that look on to us on the World Wide Web, on the biggest podcast in Trinidad and Tobago on the morning between the hours of 6 and 9. Right here on Talk City, 91.1 FM on Facebook. Talk City, 91.1 FM on YouTube. All of you, and Moon Sammy. Jay Howlett. Boy, Wendy and John, good morning to you. Ran Ali John, good morning. Afrina Mohammed, a pleasant good morning to you. Baruch, good morning. Let me say a pleasant good morning to Baby. Baby, a pleasant good morning to you. Teacher Balmain. Miss Grant Cooper, a pleasant good morning to you. Anderson Wilson and the Beatum. And all of you on the Beatum, they are pleasant good morning. Bellman, good morning. We haven't heard from Silver Fox a while, eh? Mother Bernie, how are you going? A pleasant good morning to you. And all my Tobago brothers and sisters there in Tobago. Good morning to you, Tobago. Arish Ramnarain, the deceased Ramnarain's son, wife that I look on. Good morning to you all. Not forgetting deceased Ravi, aka Postman.com. Family father, all of them that are look on. Kavika daughter, all of them that are look on. A pleasant good morning to you all.
God is for us, and who could ever stop us? And if our God is with us, then what can stand?
Lucky Lal, good morning to you.
God is
give me a call.
And who could ever stop us? And if our God is with us,
yeah, Lucky Lal was in the funeral. Well, burning of Ravi, aka Postman.com. First time I gotta meet him, man. It was the first time too that I have ever visited. I've always stayed to the outside, but was in a Hindu funeral. Yeah. The whole scenes there, going by the flowers and who in white and going by the river and throw the flowers and the burning that they think build up and how it is burn, and first time experiencing that. Bina Penda, pleasant good morning to you. Peter Samlal Singh, good morning. 007 Besnat Prasad, good morning. Balrupi in Trinidad, good morning to you. Kevin, the old Brady Bunch. Michael Scotland, good morning. Farmer Kane Farmer, good morning. Kenrick Prasad, a pleasant good morning to you. Where you at, my brother? Hey, Tardat. Ram Sarup, good morning to you. Paul Danielson, good morning. Anne-Marie Amen, how are you going, love? A pleasant good morning to you. Not forgetting Marilyn Sicharan, good morning to you. Matilda Rhodes, a pleasant good morning to you. Miss Brooklyn, good morning. Miss Lorna, a pleasant good morning to you. Mommy Juice, good morning to you. Hey, Sita Singh, good morning. Carol Brown, good morning. Rajpati, Ram Sarup, a pleasant good morning to you. Krishna, good morning to you. Samantra, yes, Samantra. Hey, Wendell Garcia, a pleasant good morning to you. Sukal, good morning. Timothy Roberts, how are you going? A pleasant good morning to you. Anthony Comona Edwards, good morning. Nigel Black, good morning to you.
Into the darkness you shine.
Hey, Bujam John, good morning.
Ashes we rise.
Maria Kalichalan, a pleasant good morning. Radha Raghu Nanan, a pleasant good morning to you. Marva, how are you going? Good morning. Utelda, how the Hudson River going, partner? Yeah, well, I think he's on the American side of the Hudson River. That's Kama Hamid. Good morning to you out there in Toronto, lock on. Yes, good morning to you.
Out of the ashes we rise.
Groove Master Songs, good morning. Nas Ali and Mr. Ali, a pleasant good morning to you all. Angela Lochan, good morning. Michael, a pleasant good morning to you. Hey, Janelle, good morning. Betty, are we going Freddie Brown? Ramesh. Yes, Ramesh Ramsaran, good morning. Felix, Monty, a pleasant good morning. Chandra, how are you going, girl? A pleasant good morning to you. Yeah, that's Chandra Benjamin. And my Chandra out there too in London. Good morning to you. A freezer D Mohammed, a pleasant good morning to you. Wow, many of you already lock on. Giuliani, a pleasant good morning. So much of you. Who can leave out is who will eat, eh?
God is for us, and who could ever stop us? And if our God is with us, then what can stand against? And if our God is
Alison Smart, a pleasant good morning.
could ever stop us? And if
Mr. Komoto, Mr. Khan, good morning to you.
stand against, stand against. Our God is greater, our God is stronger. God, you are higher than any other. Our God is healer, awesome in power. Our God, our God. Our God is greater, our God is stronger. God, you are higher than any other.
Wow.
Is healer, awesome in
More resignation hits PNM San Fernando East. That's a real serious thing. And Angostura
and if our God,
battle over $984 million claim. We papa
then what
shareholders
against? And if our God
urge to
us, then who could ever?
block directors return
God is with us, then what can
over alleged conflict link to CL Financial. Wow. That's something very serious I want to deal with today. And that is why I'll be starting to hit the streets with that. As I heal a little better, that is what I'll be hitting the streets with first and foremost. Because what's right is right, and what's wrong is wrong. And I'm sure many of you heard about the House Speaker, which is the chairman, Jagdeep Singh, that is dealing with the state of the let me get that article that was going through there with that day. And that is madness. And you're seeing where he pressed a permanent secretary, which was Terence D. Alsing, permanent secretary. And you see all kind of misbehavior in public office, all kind of bubble, all kind of conflict of interest, whereby it are one day who is it works for the ministry and is a director also in NIPDEC. Oh God, real, but all kind of Lennox. I feel Lennox have an idea about that. He got a, but the real madness. And my issue is how manage all we will have with that level of incompetence, mismanagement, misbehavior in public office, conflict of interest. It's just people being questioned before a parliament committee. And it don't have laws as it have laws, so all we, the natural average person, to press charges and lock we up. And I don't want people tell me about the charge there, misbehavior in public office. That not sticking with them permanent sex, deputy permanent sex, CEOs, chairman, all kind of conqueror with chairman and all. Ordering this happening and that. I say we papa, and look how that all of them there that squandered, misappropriated, unlawfully, because the man explains certain who have jurisdiction, who don't mention NIPDEC as an independent business. Boy, this thing was so bad when I read into it. I'll get back the article, boy. Whereby, all here, let me look for that by the time I'm saying, Nigel Snipes, Director, pleasant good morning to you.
Pleasant good morning to you, Andy. Pleasant good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. Pleasant good morning to the people inside the chat and across the World Wide Web. Pleasant good morning to you, Lennox.
But Snipes, one quick thing before I tell my co-host, before I tell Lennox Smith, the big word man morning, how manage big people, serious things we're seeing, conflict of interest, misbehavior in public office, is merely just a routine in parliament where nothing gonna happen to these people, boy?
Well, it's not the fact that it's a routine in parliament. It's the third arm, which is us, the people on the outside, who are supposed to be the watchdogs for things like these. People like you who got up this morning and said if it's right, it's right, and if it's wrong, it's wrong. And you've raised the topic. What you have to do now is look over your shoulders, both left and right, to see who else is going to stand up against something like this. And you can tell who are wrong here and what you're dealing with.
Oh boy. When I call
you may get some licks for this, You may get some licks for this, but you know what? When good men stay quiet, evil will reign.
Yeah, but God help us, yes? If we don't stand up for things like this, and people must be whole. If the average man, must. We papa Lennox Smith.
See, we talk about crime in so many different ways, but we only talk about the tangible stuff, the murders and the this that happening, and a lot of things fly over our head, and a lot of people just go through life doing whatever they want, and then people say one law for them and the next law for us. No, we have to hold them accountable.
Hey, boy. I don't know. Lennox Smith, a pleasant good morning to you. While I look for those clips on them, I went through those clips with Jagdio Singh and that whole committee. You might be able to tell me what was that committee because I was dealing with. Down to the drugs. Who get special privilege or special pass to buy drugs, Panadine and real simple thing. Down to the sharing 7 companies whereby the conflict of interest come in where who ordering who to pay all the big companies when it had over 100 and something small companies complaining of not being paid, and these big ones have been paid over and over and they bypass these small men. Boy, real friend of meeting who get position, big position, and know the boy. Lennox Smith, good morning to you, brother.
Well, good morning to you as well, my friend, and good morning, of course, to Snipes. Of course, I must say good morning to all and sundry, East, West, North, Central in Trinidad. Our friends in Tobago. Tobago, yes, we may well pay you a surprise, but we expect that you will be also reciprocating by, of course, calling us from time to time. I sense the lack of calls. I know it is not of a lack of interest, because I know people are listening, but you need to, of course, make certain that you get your concerns expressed on the #1 program on mornings. Of course, wherever you are in the world, in the Caribbean, in this hemisphere, in the Eastern Hemisphere, or whatever part of the world, a pleasant good day to you, and whatever time of the day it is in your neck of the woods, so to speak. Yeah, this matter clearly has been lingering for some time, and there is a lot of convolution and a lot of confusion because it has turned out to be so complex. And of course, we have the whole question of misbehavior, potential misbehavior in public office. We have the situation where people simply believe that they can use their office for a purpose for which the office was not designed. And because they have the decision to make, they make it, but not in the interest of the public, because all of these are public offices. We have seen, of course, I would say the unprecedented situation where at least 2 senators had to be taken before the Privileges Committee in the previous iteration of the Parliament. Yeah, all that happened. Yes, yes. One had to resign. Yes, one had to resign.
Right, but she did wrong. She break the law, and all she gets a resignation. We, the average man, don't get them thing. People throwing away.
I understand your valid concern.
It's billions of dollars.
Yeah, but I take note of what Snipes had indicated, that in lieu of, instead of those sanctions that one expects ought to have happened because of the lack of accountability, or persons who have infringed the trust that would have been reposed in them in the office that they would have held. We, the fourth pillar of the democracy, the media, must now, and on behalf of the population, take note and, of course, expose. And I think this would mean that at least those who are attempting or who are currently engaged may have a second thought, even though there may be no legal sanction as we know it for the conductor, because it is so technical. And I think that is where we are. So I know that you are frustrated. I know that people are going to be concerned. I know that they're calling for some accountability on people's head and all of that. But it's just a matter of time. We are in the nascent stage, we're in the beginning stage of that accountability, transparency process. And we have a government in place that clearly is not afraid to expose these matters in the interests of the population. So let's see what will come out of all of this. Of course, in terms of specificity, when you have the situation where Dayal Singh, the former Minister of Health, refused to go before that Joint Select Committee. That's one. There were certain sanctions for that. And then we saw where the doctrine of the statement that he would have made by a sitting member of it, that committee, that, of course, she had to resign. In fact, the PNM is a PNM senator who was instructed to resign. I understand she's out of the parliament all entirely now. And then we have, of course, Al-Rawi, also claimed that he was involved in that doctrine process, but allegedly, but he claims that was, a private thing because his client attorney privilege that he would have used in that regard. But we know Al-Rawi for his, what I consider to be semantics, because we saw the same thing when he, up to today, he has not acknowledged that those kids that were holding high-powered rifle very early in his tenure in office were his children, even though, of course, Dr. Rowley did, in fact, confirm that. So we know what we are dealing with, and I think that is important. And as we continue to expose and to demand accountability, people will be less inclined to take the chances that they have been taken. And as you correctly said, readily, and as if they're eating hot bread direct from a bakery, especially if it's hops bread.
Lennox,
So,
it really bothering me and all on the grounds of, and I can't blame you. Yes, you explain, but that is why it is them big boys and they will continue to get away with thieving, embezzling, refunding, misbehavior, conflict of interest.
Yeah.
All of them know each other, and all of them will continue to get away because you and all sung so lay back with something that's supposed to have you very, very angry. Because it have children right now, parents don't have money to buy books and send them back to school. It have parents that have disabled children that want public assistance waiting and can't get you game blank. While we seeing them playing with billions of dollars up there through friend and favor and real conflict. And obviously in that conflict, it had to be that them individually benefiting too. Why have it not have legislations there put in place to let people pay for this? Make a jail. Why jail is only for the smaller person?
Of course, corruption, integrity in public life act says.
You're telling me we have these legislations and up to date. No one was ever able to be hauled before the court and prosecuted properly in this country.
That means it have loophole. It have loophole.
In the last 3 decades.
Exactly.
Yes, I'm saying that, and Andy, it is not because I appear to be phlegmatic or very relaxed or calmly that I'm not concerned. I think if anybody has to be very, very disturbed about these developments would have been Lennox Smith, having regard to my position over the years. But the fact is that this is the commencement. We have a duty and responsibility, and we are going to discharge it as best we can, and taking all the risk that some people will not. And as you rightly said, people in office, they manipulate the office, they manipulate the system in order to get around culpability.
Gentlemen, sometimes I feel as if there is some unspoken truth that politicians say to each other, you don't lock me up and I wouldn't lock you up.
You said to be convincent?
Yeah, I somehow, somewhere deep in my heart, somewhere down in the back of my mind, I think that they have an agreement with each other. I'm telling you, it might sound crazy, but for some reason, nobody don't lock up nobody.
I am not in disagreement. That may well be having regard to all of the outcomes, but there is something called misfeasance and malfeasance. Now, malfeasance is a pure and unadulterated crime that you would have committed, but when it goes to misfeasance, is a situation where a person has the authority to do something and could easily escape simply because he had the authority, because he could clearly say, for example, that it was a mistake, because he had the authority to do it.
No,
yes,
but
yes, so that is misfeasance in public office.
Right,
yes.
but the conflict of interest laws have been there. We saw a 10-year government that crashed the country, which is the former government, PNM government, that right now the PNM are all under real pressure. They're imploding from the inside. Without the Cummins, the Cummins faction, it had the Penny faction, it had the Young faction, and all these various factions that it have within the PNM.
Manning and Felix.
Yeah, the Manning faction, the Felix faction, with all of that. And we have saw whereby serious conflict of interest was taking place at the highest level, which is at the cabinet, whereby people have to recruit themselves, not once, not twice, but hundreds of times. And yet still, I'm not going, and I will be vexed with the UNC if it is to have the power to make changes to the legislations to make sure things like that not happen. And with all, where at this point in time, my government, the UNC, in whom I support, and are the better government than the PNM, I will hope that they will come to Parliament, bring legislations and fix this atrocity. I hope I say it right. That have been taking place with financial atrocity and misbehavior in public office and travesty then for all these years, whereby we see him playing with people within the Parliament and the chairman questioning of them. They admitting to all the wrongdoing, and all could go on by the politicians or by the government. It says send them to the privilege committee, and most could happen is like what happened with Bits, or what's your name is Bits?
Yeah, Bits.
Just resignation. So people
the party
could
would have taken a moral position on the matter. Yeah.
So people could misappropriate public funds. People could have conflict of interest. And all they get is, hey, you gotta resign? That is it? Well, that's why everybody that go there will do that. That's why permanent secretaries and them will continue to cross the bound. Where is the law to make sure permanent secretaries make jail? If they break the law.
The law exists, Andy. You have integrity in public life. You have anti-corruption.
That is not work. All right. All right, well,
you have Equal Opportunities Commission. I mean, it was former Prime Minister, I should say, Ian Robinson, who, as a result of the O'Halloran matter, remember that he introduced, of course, the Integrity in Public Life Act. So that was between, let's say, 1986 and when he demitted office in 1991. So that there was none there. I know that, and of course, Parliament itself has shaken up itself, and now has all of these various committees, what are called watchdog committees, to look over the goings on and the resources of the people that they have been elected to manage, or have been selected in some instances to manage and to do all right. But I have concluded that it is about the integrity of the individuals now, because the legislations are there, but people continue, of course, to abuse and to, as I say, engage in misfeasance and malfeasance whilst they are in the offices. And because of the technical nature of these situations, they are conscious of what they are doing in every one of those cases, but they know that at the end of the day, the law itself will not touch them. I don't know what again can be done, except, of course, to tickle people's conscience and to select the right people to do the job that they would have been called upon so to do in the public's interest.
Here it is, Trinidad and Tobago. We go for a break and come back. When we come back, I just want to play one little tense exchange took place at the Parliament. Well, it's saying today, but it's not today. Public Administration and Appropriation Committee hearing, as Chairman Jagdish Singh, questioned former Minister of Health, Permanent Secretary Ashraf Ali, over the ministry's involvement in directing NIPDEC payments to pharmaceutical suppliers. The madness, boy.
Yeah, that's a big deal, a big deal. It has always been. But you know, there are sanctions for persons who have been called upon to attend these Joint Select Committee meetings, because not just only that particular committee, that everyone has a speciality. But of course they ignore it and they just get a slap on the wrist. The laws are not implemented.
Committee and commissioner inquiry right through in this country. Right
yeah, boy, and it don't have no teeth. Why we not getting some type of change in legislation to make sure it stick? Why we seen for years Joint Select Committee Parliament this, that.
Commission inquiry.
Commission inquiry that. And
plenty money.
All of them with real money. And all of them is like toothless bulldogs. The people getting away free. How manage we in take it like how we raise tax fears. What do you call it, the fears where we raise with the cars and them? Or it's called that Lennox Smith?
Raise fares?
Yeah,
Not
tariffs.
Tariffs. We raise if a light break is money. More money.
Oh.
If we don't wear a seatbelt, more money.
Yeah.
What we call that?
Well, is that self? Yes. It's,
no, well, tell me what it is. Tell me what it is. I find like your brakes in there in a kind of way to tell me what it is.
No. We had a
situation
People was
vexed with the UNC government recently for raising a specific set of fears, including the
fines. It's fines. Those are fines. Fines.
All kind of fines to get we in line, and that is right. I support it. All the fines in order to get drivers to behave themselves, because if they don't have hefty fines, they're behaving mad on the road, and if who with half fines still behaving mad, they will feel it in the pocket. Where is the fines or the legislations that are put in place to make sure when these people make mistakes so that they must feel it in the pocket? Where? Lennox Smith,
they exist.
Why you're not answering?
I'm saying they exist.
What? All right, tell us.
Are equal, but some are more equal than some.
Tell us what it is exist, Lennox Smith. What it is? Let me tell you if it wastes our time.
Only recently, even though of course the pile-up of points were reduced, or should I say taken away from certain infringements, but the fine, take for instance, I was at a friend's place yesterday.
Yes, man.
And he got a ticket for $2,000 for smooth tires. Before that ticket might have been $300 or so.
Right, but you confirming the fines that I tell you that the average poor driver had to pay, that was doubled. And I agree with the government for doing that. We are not telling them about what existing there that these people have to pay. Why they don't raise it and implement just like how they implement the fines?
But I just said that what I referred to was a raised one, as so many others.
That's with cars, Lennox Smith. That is now with them in Parliament, permanent secretaries, and all of them who are...
Parliament. No. Well, that's a different ball game. Is you brought the discussion as an analogy with respect to vehicles, but in terms of that, we have the Integrity in Public Life Act that they are supposed to conform to. The Parliament itself, only the Parliament can regulate itself, and it has broken up itself into committees to investigate and to protect the public purse ostensibly. Unfortunately, what we don't have is a penalty mechanism that will instruct or direct these committees to have these people taken before the courts. Because remember, at the end of it all, a person could go to the courts and cry foul. And of course, the whole process could start not only over again, but could take a very lengthy time in Trinidad as person defend themselves.
Let me take the break. Yeah. Because again, my big question still go be, what's stopping the present government, knowing that we unearthing this and we seen for years it had these loopholes, and giving Parliament the teeth and passing legislations and bringing into law? Oh, Jesus Christ. Go ahead, Snipes.
But Johnny, how come your house is twice the size of mine, but my bill is twice the cost of yours? Johnny, what's going on, boy? How your bill so low? How your bill so low? I'm conserving energy. I switch your LED at the stun of the AC, and I'm saving real money. It's our responsibility for a brighter TNT. Cut the waste and you would see. Why everybody asking me? They asking how you been so low? How you been so low? TN Tech, powering the nation into the next generation.
The plays that shake the arenas. The stories that move a nation.
Are we in for a super
From football to cricket, track to tennis, every win, every rivalry, every headline. This is where Trinidad and Tobago come for sports.
TTT Sports. Committed, accurate, relevant.
This back-to-school season, let's make sure no child gets left behind. TTT Limited is hosting its annual back-to-school drive for the less fortunate, and we need your help. Drop off the following stationery at TTT Limited, 11A Marval Road, from Monday 13th July to Tuesday 1st September. We're collecting book bags, lunch bags, notebooks, copybooks, pencil cases, pens, pencils, water bottles, and sanitary items. Every item you donate puts a smile on the child's face and a pencil in their hand. TTT Back to School Drive, 11A Marval Road. Drop off today because every child deserves a fresh start. TTT, we're here for you.
Every morning begins with a story. The headlines you need. The voices you trust. The conversations shaping our nation. Welcome to Trinidad and Tobago Today, where your day starts informed and inspired. News that matters to you. Conversations that spark new ideas. Stories that move Trinidad and Tobago forward. Tune in weekdays, Monday to Friday at 6 a.m. or join the conversation on any smart device at TNT Today Show. Trinidad and Tobago Today. Start here, exclusively on TTT.
Your news, anytime, anywhere. TTT News brings you the facts that matter most, on air and online. More ways to stay informed. TTT News covers the stories that matter. Join us nightly at 7. TTT News, committed, accurate, relevant.
Think you know Trinidad and Tobago? Well, think again. Did you know that some of the most fascinating stories about our twin island nation are hiding in plain sight? From historic landmarks to national symbols, from famous Trinidadians and Tobagonians to incredible sporting achievements, and the facts about our parliament, our people, and our past that you may never have heard before. Did you know? Discover something new every day with Did You Know? A brand new 1-minute feature uncovering fascinating facts about Trinidad and Tobago. Did you know? Only on Talk City 91.1 FM. The talk of Trinidad and Tobago.
Hard-hitting, unfiltered, no scripts, no spin. This is Off the Record. Off the Record. With Stefan and Mr. X, where critical thinking meets real talk in real time. The conversations others avoid, we take them head on. Interactive, informative, entertaining, AI-assisted, and driven by your voice. Politics, society, culture, and the issues shaping now. No rehearsals, no apologies, just facts, fire, and fearless discussion. Off the Record. Weekdays 9 a.m. to 12 noon on Talk City 91.1 FM. Off the Record.
This is Destra, and you're listening to the Ground Report on Talk City. Keep it locked!
We are back, we are back, we are back. Time check. It's 5 minutes to the hour of 7 o'clock. While I'm trying to unmute this clip, again with inquiry into the state of acquisition of pharmaceutical as it relates to the current process When I go in, that's all up to what I'm going to read to the current process. I want to believe I've seen applications. The lines are open, Trinidad and Tobago, for those of you. Importation, and I will get into it when I will go into my phone itself, because I ain't getting it here on the screen. And approval. Yeah. But when I touch, you're supposed to. The lines are open, Trinidad and Tobago.
What has emerged? What has emerged generally, which is disquieting from that investigation so far, is that there appear to be a cartel of importers that have dominated and have been given privileges even beyond that of the state
by public servants or political appointees.
Yeah.
That if they go in that direction,
and the regulators, the people who are supposed to be given the license and so on, do so, even though the state element, in this case, NIPDEC is supposed to be the agent, the government's agent. It appears to me, from what I've gleaned so far, that they are prepared, of course, to reduce or not import certain drugs or pharmaceutical and leave it up to the private elements to do so. And then, of course, they make a killing. And sometimes, from my understanding of it, the state will buy from them rather than being able to go directly to the supplier.
Boy, all here is it's and I'm now going to be able to unmute, right? So I will give you all
unacceptable. There's an email thread from the 28th of February 2024 to March 26, 2024 from you, P.S. Ali, to Alexis Smith. The subject is revised tranche 3 payment schedule under 311 million loan facility.
Kind of money?
Right? And that is the loan facility which NIPDEC was allowed to draw down and pay suppliers, right?
That's correct, Chair.
So what was the ministry doing directing NIPDEC to pay money under this loan if NIPDEC exercised an independent power?
Well, you understand what Chairman Jack Dio Singh is saying? What is the ministry doing?
We didn't get your broadcast. We
ain't getting it?
We didn't get we didn't get the audio.
You probably hearing it in your studio.
Where the hell we gotta get this boy? All right, I got to tell more getting it. I gotta find a way. All right. Oh, sir. All ain't getting it, boy.
No, we are hearing your comment, but prior to that was absolute silence.
Hey, boy. All right, let me try back something else again once and see. All right, let me see if you get it now. Boom.
Is so insidious and unacceptable.
Yeah. We heard the beginnings of it.
28th of February 2024 to March 26, 2024.
You know all that right now?
From you, B.S. Ali, to Alexis Smith.
Well,
the subject is...
Yeah, it stopped.
Pretty hell, boy. There's a serious thing. All right, you know what I'm going to do? I ain't going to show.
Can you send it to me?
And you could play it on that side. Yeah, what I'm going to do? Yeah, what I will do? I will play it from what's something here. Whatever tell me for again the whole thing here now. I will play it. I ain't gonna play it from the computer. I just wanted to show them on the screen.
This is potentially so insidious and unacceptable.
Right, yeah.
There's an email thread from the 28th of February 2024.
Nice. So they will get an idea what we're talking about. Let me go for that news and come back. When we come back, Trinidad and Tobago more right here on the Gong Report. So I wouldn't be able to show all here because I wanted to show all here because I have it up. We are kind of flip the screen for you all. But boy, go ahead, Snipes. Give me that news.
Good morning. This is your TDT News Update. I'm Carrie Roberts. Making the news at this time. Moving forward with measures to reduce the availability of sugary drinks in school cafeterias, Education Minister Dr. Michael Dowlath says the government is promoting healthier beverage options as part of a wider effort to improve student nutrition and reduce the risk of non-communicable diseases. The initiative is being undertaken through a collaboration between the Ministries of Education and
Trinidadians have a very poor culture when it comes to health. We eat too much, we drink too often, and we smoke too much. We exercise too little. And that's a culture in Trinidad that has been propagated over decades.
Founder of the Healthy Minds Foundation, Dr. Mitra Maharaj, says the organization is focusing on children at an early age to help make healthy living a lifelong habit.
At the Healthy Mind Foundation is to try to change that culture. We try by going into schools and talking to students about healthy lifestyles and how to maintain healthy lifestyles. And the idea is to target them at that age. So by the time they reach our age, they have these things inculcated already.
Education Minister Dr. Michael Dowlath said the initiative is necessary, noting that 1 in 4 children in Trinidad and Tobago is affected by childhood obesity, increasing their risk of developing NCDs later in life. In other news, demand for hybrid vehicles at Ansa Motors currently accounts for approximately 35% of new car purchases in Trinidad and Tobago. It's a trend the company hopes to build on with the introduction of the new Mitsubishi Outlander Sport hybrid electric vehicle. General Manager of the new vehicle sales, Mark Pontiflex, said that demand for hybrid vehicles is surging as consumers seek a practical middle ground that offers lower operating costs, high fuel efficiency, and the security of a backup gasoline engine.
Even as EV adoption, as we call it, grows locally, hybrid demand currently stands at approximately 35% of new car purchases in Trinidad and Tobago. And consumers are looking for value. That's why they're buying into hybrid. It offers fantastic fuel efficiency and benefits of the electrified technology while retaining the convenience and familiarity drivers value. There's no need to plug in or plan around charging.
Ansa Motors sector head of Motors, Nicholas Sabga, said the launch is part of a broader strategy to grow the Mitsubishi brand and respond to evolving consumer needs.
To broaden the portfolio and ensure Mitsubishi remains competitive and relevant. This launch is an important step in that direction. Tonight represents our confidence in Mitsubishi and what the brand may become. We see opportunity, great choice for customers, new customers for Mitsubishi, growth for the brand in Trinidad and Tobago. A brand that is evolving, a brand that is competing, a brand that is ready to welcome a new generation of customers.
He noted that today's car buyers are placing a growing premium on technology, fuel efficiency, safety, comfort, and overall cost of ownership, making hybrid vehicles an increasingly attractive choice in the local market. In some sport now, the Trinbago Knight Riders have now suffered back-to-back defeats in the Caribbean Premier League, falling to the Antigua and Barbuda Falcons by 5 wickets on Saturday night at the Sir Vivian Richards Stadium in North Sound. TKR went down after posting 165 for 6 on Saturday night. Nicholas Puran led the scoring with 43, while Colin Monroe made 46, but regular wickets prevented TKR from building a bigger total. Shadab Khan was among the standout bowlers for the Falcons. In reply, Antigua slipped to 92 for 5 before Kusal Pereira and Shadab Khan turned the game around. Khan blasted an unbeaten 52 from just 20 balls, including 5 sixes, while Pereira remained not out on 34. Their unbroken 76-run partnership carried the Falcons to 168 for 5 with 9 balls remaining, sending Antigua and Barbuda to the top of the table. And that's what's making the news at this time. When we come back after the break, we get into the second hour of Trinidad and Tobago Today. Stay tuned.
That was TTT News on Talk City 91.1 FM.
At the Barak Down Foundation, we're committed to empowering lives through Islamic education, practical skills training, academic support, and compassionate community service. Our Islamic programs for all age groups include fiqh, tafsir, tajweed, Islamic studies level 1 to 3, and Qori and Hifz classes for both males and females. Build valuable life skills with our vocational courses in electrical installation, plumbing, welding, sewing, and cakes and pastries. Students can also benefit from our SCA, CSEC, and remedial classes designed to support academic success. Our commitment extends beyond the classroom through community outreach initiatives such as hamper drives, feeding the needy, housing and medical assistance, street dawah, hospital visits, and free counseling services for all ages. So whether you're seeking knowledge, learning a trade, excelling academically, or looking for support, the Barack Podar Foundation is here for you, serving the Creator for the common good.
Your world moves fast, so do we. TTT News brings you the people, events, and issues that matter most. Stay informed, stay ahead. TTT News, every night at 7. TTT News, committed, accurate, relevant.
Think you know Trinidad and Tobago? Well, think again. Did you know that some of the most fascinating stories about our twin island nation are hiding in plain sight? From historic landmarks to national symbols, from famous Trinidadians and Tobagonians to incredible sporting achievements, and the facts about our parliament, our people, and our past that you may never have heard before. Did you know? Discover something new every day with Did You Know? A brand new 1-minute feature uncovering fascinating facts about Trinidad and Tobago. Did you know? Only on Talk City 91.1 FM. The talk of Trinidad and Tobago.
Looking for fresh, high quality eggs? Get yours from D's Fresh Eggs, your trusted source for wholesale and retail. Whether you need jumbo, large or small, we've got you covered with freshness you can taste and quality you can trust. Call now to place your order. 1-868-713-7151. D's Fresh Eggs. Fresh every day, just the way you like it.
You can listen on Talk City 91.1 FM and stay connected on Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok, wherever you are.
This is Destra, and you're listening to the Ground Report on Talk City. Keep it locked!
Yes, we are back. We are back. We are
bang, 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 bang.
So I'll put it in front of the screen to spite of what before I go into taking the call. So let's settle yourself. So let's have an idea. Because we will need to come out to put an end to this, you know. Because every government, all the embezzlement and deal making going on all right up there legally without any consequences for anybody, don't matter what is the cost of the money, boy. Let me put this across. Yeah, so nice. It's on the screen there. So let's watch the faces. Nice. So I will have to play it. Nice. So I'll have to play it via my phone, but show you all via the internet. Yeah, right. Nice. So let me give all the time in the beginning, all again it. So let's go. Listen to this all. Trinidad and Tobago. Those in your maxis, your taxis, your PH vehicles that have common sense, just listen to this and understand what the pitbull mean by this need to stop. And people must be whole accountable, financially accountable. They must be brought before the court. They must make a jail. They must never be made to just resign and nothing happened to them. Go on, let's go.
This is potentially so insidious and unacceptable. There's an email thread from the 28th of February 2024 to March 26, 2024 from you, P.S. Ali, to Alexis Smith. The subject is revised tranche 3 payment schedule under 311 million loan facility. Right? And that is the loan facility which NIPDEC was allowed to draw down and pay suppliers, right?
That's correct, Chair.
So what was the ministry doing directing NIPDEC to pay money? under this loan if NIPDEC exercised an independent power to determine who they were going to pay?
Chair, as I said a while ago, the ministry was looking at ensuring the continued supply of certain critical
Right, so the ministry doing that. I accept that. NIPDEC is a company run under the Companies Act. You agree with me?
I do, Chair.
The directors have a separate...
Right. Tell me if you're hearing it there now. Let me see if I put it back on you.
You agree with me?
You hearing it?
Yes, I do, Chair.
Yeah, loud and clear, loud and clear. Go ahead.
Right now, you hearing it right now?
Instructions without question from the ministry.
I will have to contemplate it through my phone.
I do.
Separate fiduciary duty. You agree with me?
I do.
To act in the best interest of the company. You agree with me?
So, yes, I do, Chair.
NIPDEC ought not to be taking instructions without question from the ministry. You agree with me?
I do, Chair.
NIPDEC never reported to USPS. You agree with me?
Yes, Chair.
You had no authority to give NIPDEC instructions because they were not under your reporting line. You agree with me?
It wasn't an instruction, but I agree with you, Chair.
So the thread shows to be bumped up to about $10 million in payment. You accept that?
Yes, Chair.
Then you said that you indicated NIPDEC can do 100 million with 25 million to be allocated as follows. Smith Rob, 9 million. Superior, 3. Vernon, 4. Massey, 2. Bryden, 3. Alstons, 2. NWT, 2. You agree with me?
I don't recall the figures, but that sounds about right.
So
Chair.
what was the permanent secretary in the Ministry of Health doing, giving NIPDEC instructions when NIPDEC fell under the administrative purview of the Ministry of Finance, with the line of reporting being to the permanent secretary, Ministry of Finance? How is it tenable for the Ministry of Health to be giving instructions to NIPDEC who to pay when you told me that NIPDEC exercises an independent power?
I can't speak for NIPDEC. What I said is that it would have been the ministry's strong suggestion, agreed, based on our analysis of the supply chain and what drugs we needed. I do agree with you that NIPDEC is independent. Those would have been what I would have communicated to NIPDEC. I don't recall getting any any pushback or any counter proposal from NIPDEC, or even saying, Ministry of Health, with all due respect, we hear you, but this is what we are going to pay. I don't recall getting any sort of pushback like that. I do accept your point, and as I said, I think I explained why.
P.S. Ali, I want to ask you something very frontally, and I want you to answer me in a very straightforward manner, okay? I'll crave your indulgence for you to do so. Historically and culturally in this country, anyone who's familiar with public administration knows no permanent secretary does that on his own. Would you agree with?
A PS acts on advice and recommendations.
From
yes,
whom?
Well, from technical officers.
So which technical officer you consulted before you did this?
So the principal pharmacist would have been identified by the CMO, and we spoke about it, to look at the holisticity of the drug supply within the country and look at to ensuring we have an adequate supply.
So let me ask you frankly what I really want to ask you. You sent this email to NIPDEC without seeking the approval of your relevant minister at the time?
Minister would have been advised. I would have advised Minister of what I proposed to do. I didn't seek approval. Minister doesn't get involved in the payment part of it. It is approval, but I would have advised him.
How did you advise him?
That would have been a conversation, Chair.
So you didn't think something as important as that to put it in a document form, in an email?
Trinidad and Tobago understand, you know, how did you advise your former minister, Terence Yal Singh, about all that money, millions and millions of dollars? He's saying word of mouth. He said, the chairman asking him, could you not put it in some documented form, such as an email and this and that? You seen with this P.S. Ali. This P.S. Ali. There's massive conflict of interest and I'm calling in him. Oh God, boy. And you telling me he's still out there free? You telling me P.S. Ali, with all of that have been proven, and he admit before the Parliament Privilege Committee, he admitted of all of that. And this man out there free? As a PS, an example is not being set on PS Ali for breaking the laws. And some people saying, Pitbull, you now do a surgery, take it light. Take it light. Oh my God, take it light and seen millions of dollars, you know. Being guided wrongfully, unauthorized by the wrong permanent secretary. As the chairman said, Dagdio said, that that's supposed to be guided from the finance minister, permanent secretary. NIPDEC is an independent institution, an independent business. All you seeing, Lennox Smith, before I continue this, oh my God, Lennox.
I'm here, my friend, and I'm listening
Were
to
you
you.
understanding with this, boy?
Yeah, but I mentioned earlier, and that's a classic case of misfeasance in public office, where you have the authority. Notice that he has the authority of the office, but would do something that is wrong or immoral or unethical or is not permissible, but did it anyway because he believes that he can do it. Notice he says that he advised the minister.
Wait, boy.
Yeah.
Wait,
So-
hold on. Caller, a pleasant good morning to you. I hope you will have something to add to this and understand why I'm so angry.
Yeah, but Andy, the practical reality is this. I don't think that Permanent Secretary Asif Ali had broken any laws by offering his own list of payments and the priorities and the amounts. If anything, he could be accused of favoritism. But that is not against the law. So you have to be careful when we're making accusations.
Well, then why?
Well said, caller. You understand
All right,
the misfeasance that I'm talking about.
Well then, why something like this? What he do there, what we see him playing, should not happen. Why is not being made into law if it's not against the law? Just
well, it will
asking.
be very difficult. It will be very difficult to, create a law that punishes misjudgment in management. It's always a call. Once people have this, what you do, you could discipline the person or you could remove the person, but I don't think you could lay criminal charges for a lack of judgment or poor judgment. That is the reality of business, and that is why so many people get away with thieving, because it's very difficult to create laws that make it criminal to make decisions that favor one person or other, or even result in overpricing, etc. That is why they get away with it for so long. We have a history of contract overpricing in Trinidad, which is where a lot of crooked politicians make money. But how do you legislate against it?
Well, boy, that's why I'm studying. So, all right. So, in a situation like this, it have whereby we learn there where he was not to be directly in contact with NIPDEC. It's supposed to be the permanent secretary of the finance ministry. Can it not have a law or legislation put in place where he break the rules there and that he should be fired immediately, and the decisions that he made there, he be made to pay back?
Well, I respectfully believe that you can do that, but putting that kind of constraint on a senior or the accounting officer certainly creates a kind of unnecessary bottleneck, because you have to be able to talk or to interact at that level, and it'll be very, very difficult for a manager to be so constrained to the point where he cannot speak. And you're saying that this, because you are trying to say that he should not speak to the minister.
No. Let me clear. No. Let me clear. We are saying the chairman stated, and proper Englishman, you will just correct me if I'm going wrong again. He stated that, Mr. Ali, don't you know that is all totally away what it is you're doing there to that ministry, to NIPDEC? It's out of your purview. That is what he said. And that is within the purview of the permanent secretary of the finance ministry. And he said, yes, he knows that. He said, but nobody never tell him nothing. But if you know,
and exactly, Andy, and that is how businesses run. Everybody do their own thing, regardless of what the proper procedure is. Now, the thing is, what is the punishment when people breach proper procedure?
That is what I want to know.
What do you do with the permanent secretary?
What is the punishment when people breach the proper procedure? That is what I was looking for.
And let me put a fly in that ointment as well. What is the proper procedure when this permanent secretary is to be the adjudicator of whether something was infringed?
Jesus Christ!
You understand what is happening there?
And you telling me, proper Englishman, that with all these bright lawyers and bright people in Trinidad and Tobago, that there is no way to legislate that people be held accountable when they breach the procedures in which they signed to work with?
Who will guard the guard? That's what this is all about.
Well, exactly. You expect politicians to create laws that will put them in jeopardy by making mistakes during the course of executing their duties. You really expect politicians to do that? They won't.
Nobody would. Nobody would.
All right, proper Englishman. Me, Jesus Christ, boy. That's so hurtful. Let me take this one. Go ahead.
I took note of what Jack Dew was trying to get at. He was really trying to get to find out whether or not he took instructions from the political directorate. That's where he was going. But he was clever enough to say, no, I advise the minister. But what I'm sure what Jack Dew was trying to get at is whether the minister advised him, having regard to the fact that those players or those persons who were instructed or who actually got favored would have had an association with, of course, the political arm, if you want to call it that, of the government in that particular case. But go ahead, caller.
Go ahead, caller.
A pleasant good morning, Andy.
Good morning to you.
Pleasant good morning, Mr. Lennox.
Good morning.
Good morning. It's nice. Let me say appalling, to say the least. Hats off to MP Saddam Hussein and PSC Chairman Jagdev Singh on the Public Accounts Committee hearing into the acquisition of pharmaceuticals was a powerful reminder why parliamentary oversight matters. Accountability, transparency, and responsible stewardship of our taxpayer dollars must not be taken lightly. MP Saddam Hussein and Chairman Jagdev Singh, hats off to you. You did a fantastic job. Your questions, persistence, and commitment to getting answers deserve recognition. Can you imagine only the big companies got preferential treatment while the mom and pops pharmacies were starved for payments? What a shame. And I particularly appreciate the chairman's closing statement invoking Shakespeare's Hamlet Marcellus, saying, "Something is rotten in the state of Denmark." Those words are centuries old, but the message remains powerful. Whenever there are serious questions about public resources, it must be matched properly. Our people deserve answers. Taxpayer dollars.
We lost when they say whenever there are serious questions. Go ahead. So we will hear what you say. Go ahead.
About public resources, they must be properly managed. Our people deserve answers. Our taxpayers deserve accountability. And Trinidad and Tobago deserve transparency. Well done, Chairman Jagdev Singh and MP Saddam Hussein. Keep asking the difficult questions, which leads me to say constitutional reform is desperately needed in Trinidad and Tobago. The public is watching. Thank you, gentlemen, and have a blessed day.
Thank you very much. But then my big question to Snipes and Lennox Smith and to the people out there in Trinidad and Tobago, all on the World Wide Web and all those various things. If something like this go on in Singapore or in America, because Lennox Smith and the proper Englishman made me to believe that there is nothing to be done because it can't have consequences to these people and them actions and things just so, because I will hold back this and I go hold back that and the other. What about Singapore and America? Could I use them as a let me say as a leverage based on if something like this go on there and people being questioned and things like this come out, would the American Constitution provide that when that person, which is Mr. Ali, go about breaking procedures, that he pay legally, criminally, because procedures technically come like law. As procedure come like law, evidence, this is the procedures, you hold a position, and every aspect of it are procedures. Like for instance, and we know the procedure in being on radio here, that we can't cuss. And if I cuss, and if I break the procedure or I break the law, and no management could deal with me seriously. On top of that, Tatanol could deal with me seriously because I use obscene over national airwaves. How I could be dealt with for something like that? But a man who break procedures that's supposed to be followed and doing good business, whereby accountability and transparency is utmost, gets away scot-free? That's what they're telling me.
I'm glad that you used the example of the radio scenario, because it has occurred when the senator tried to coach the witness in the form of the Alsing, and she had to resign because nobody wanted to sit with her because of that egregious act that she would have committed. But you are looking for criminal punishment. Well, I want to tell you as well what that will do to you, or what the station will do to you if you would have used obscene language. What will happen? Would you be subjected to the criminal justice system, or they will simply fire you? Or you would have to resign? So it's the same, is nothing different.
But I think it could be both, because here why? The average person could come in for court and say, well, the children was listening, and I use obscene and it distressed the children and thing and whatever, and I could face the court here.
Yeah, well, nothing wrong in that situation either. Because, I mean, a person could say, for example, that I was applicant. I have a pharmaceutical company and I applied, etc., and therefore I want judicial review or something like that. But what you started off with, let's not deviate, is looking for criminal. Those are civil. You're looking for criminal accountability.
All right, but in America and in Singapore, when proper procedures is not followed, do they just get away? So they just get away with, hey, resign, you're fired, and that's it?
The same process
Lennox
depending
Smith is a
on
simple question.
the circumstance. Yeah.
Do they get away with how the politicians, permanent sex, and all of them just get away in Trinidad? Do they get away by breaking procedures, the proper procedures, which is the rules, the law, whether it be the law governing the company or whether it be the law governing the parliament or whatever? They break the law. Do they just get away whereby you've had nobody wants to sit down with you? Bye-bye. First stop. And no.
Not in all cases, Andy. Not in all cases. That's the point I am making.
All right.
But in cases where the person has the authority to make the decision and they made it badly.
All right.
They made it badly.
Okay, wait. Here we're going.
You'll understand where I'm coming from.
All right. Well, then here we're going. Well, then, what America and places like Singapore did in order to be able to hold these people criminally accountable. What they did, you tell me Trinidad and Tobago cannot do it? Just asking.
We can, but again, it depends on the circumstance. All right. Again, in these jurisdictions, the moral and ethical standard and the public tolerance for behavior like that is zero. That we have not yet reached that stage. And that is why you have different mechanism adopted, or should I say duplicated from other jurisdictions to try to see if we could put a handle on it, so that the Routine Public Life Act, you have, of course, even those joint select committees are part and parcel of that process. So we are evolving. Eventually, I don't know, there may well be for that kind of conduct.
Excuse Lennox Smith and Trinidad and Tobago is that we are a banana republic, a third world country, and that those, to me, criminal behaviors based on people's judgment could have to be left unscathed at this point in time and cannot be handled like places like America and Singapore and them thing, because we now evolving. Did we not take the same British system?
It happens even though, well, at least in the United States jurisdiction, and there's some other principles we can look at. But we have a call.
We have to go for a segment.
Oh, we have to go for the segment. We have to go for this. And when we come back, of course, it's getting hot in here.
Expand your vocabulary. Sharpen your mind. It's the word of the day on Talk City 91.1 FM.
Yes, people. I know some of you might have said that we may not have reached here, but we are here. Yes, indeed. Of course, the two persons who call in, test my vocabulary with 2 words. Of course, stay on the line. If I am not familiar with, of course, you do the corrections, and then, of course, it has become fashionable now for to make a sentence with the word that you would have shared with us. So the lines are open, and we are here now. Snipes. Good morning. Welcome.
Yes, morning, Mr. Lau. Good day, Mr. Alexis Taimia.
Hi.
My word of the day is collocation.
C-O-L-L-A-T-I-O-N. My recollection of that would be parlance, local expression, colloquial, collocution.
No, it doesn't mean colloquial. It's colo. C-O-L-L-A-T-I-O-N.
C-O-L-L-O what?
C-O-L-L-A-T-I-O-N.
Collocation. COLLO. A?
TION.
Lord. I just get problems hearing you, you know.
Let me go over again. It's COLL A TION.
All right. Oh, yeah, I got it. All right. Collocation, not collocation. All right. I thought it was a Q. All right. Tell me now.
When you join like two words to make one, like you say laser fair and hydra headed. When you join up two words.
Two words.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thanks very much. Give us a sentence, sir.
Well, I could say Sir Lennox is behaving in a laser fair manner this morning.
I hear you. Thank you very much. All right.
Okay, brother.
Yes. Thanks very much for that one. Collocation.
Go ahead, next caller. What's your word for today?
Collocation.
Loquacious.
Loquacious, talkative.
Yeah. Talkative.
Thank you.
He was a talkative person.
Yeah, give us a sentence, huh?
Yeah, he was a very talkative person.
Okay, a very loquacious person because you had used the word.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
All
Thanks very much.
Your word, Lennox?
But you know, I had a word this morning and I forget to put it on my system. But anyhow, let me say invidious. 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 Yes, indeed. Boy. And I ain't even seen this coming up here. Anyhow. Yeah. So the word is invidious. You want to get the meaning, Andy?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's free and open source. All right. It has to deal with person that is envious, jealous. Words to that effect. I'm trying to get it at the same time too, because it came to my mind just like that. But trying to get it. Invidious. Let's go for the break, and when we come back, I'll explain. Let's go for the break, Snipes.
Protect yourself from electric shock or death. Before conducting repairs close to overhead lines or the point of connection to your home, contact TN-Tech to request a temporary disconnection. When driving tall vehicles, ensure they do not exceed 15 feet. Do not lift lines to allow vehicles to pass. When carrying out underground works, contact TN-Tech's area offices to ensure there are no underground conductors and cables before digging. At TN-Tech, safety is our priority. TN-Tech, the power to make it work.
Your news, anytime, anywhere. TTT News brings you the facts that matter most, on air and online. More ways to stay informed. TTT News covers the stories that matter. Join us nightly at 7. TTT News, committed, accurate, relevant.
This back-to-school season, let's make sure no child gets left behind. TTT Limited is hosting its annual back-to-school drive for the less fortunate, and we need your help. Drop off the following stationery at TTT Limited, 11A Marval Road, from Monday 13th July to Tuesday 1st September. We're collecting book bags, lunch bags, notebooks, copybooks, pencil cases, pens, pencils, water bottles, and sanitary items. Every item you donate puts a smile on a child's face and a pencil in their hand. TTT Back to School Drive, 11A Marval Road. Drop off today, because every child deserves a fresh start. TTT, we're here for you.
You're listening to Did You Know? A special feature on Talk City 91.1 FM, where we uncover fascinating facts about Trinidad and Tobago, our history, culture, people, places, and achievements. Join us as we take a closer look at the stories that make our twin island nation unique.
Did you know that Hasty Crawford made history at the 1976 Olympic Games in Montreal? He became Trinidad and Tobago's first Olympic gold medalist after winning the men's 100 meters. His remarkable achievement inspired generations of athletes and placed Trinidad and Tobago firmly on the world sporting map. Today, the National Stadium proudly bears his name.
And that's today's edition of Did You Know? We hope you've learned something new about Trinidad and Tobago. Join us again for another interesting fact as we continue exploring the people, places, and events that have shaped our nation. This has been Did You Know on Talk City 91.1 FM.
History in the rhythm. Issues in the spotlight. Talk City 91.1.
This is Destra, and you're listening to the Ground Report on Talk City. Keep it locked!
Bang, bang, bang. Bang, 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 bang. Tobago, it's time for you all to get involved. Because again, where there is a will, there is a way. And if something is right, it's right. If something is wrong, it's wrong. We are not in a position anymore whereby we can leave honesty and integrity to individuals. It don't work so. So long as there's a human being, there is nothing such as leaving $5, $6, $7 billion to the behest of someone that's supposed to do the right thing. And supposed to this and supposed to that. Well then, leave that honesty for we without having fines. We supposed to wear seatbelt. Leave it, don't put no fines. We supposed to not misbehave in public office. We supposed to not cost police. But I think for that, we supposed to not resist arrest. It a thing for that. And why it have thing for that? Because they're not leaving it up to us. They're not leaving it up to us and the integrity of us. So if they're not doing that, why can't we not put mechanisms in place to make people like Mr. Ali and all them permanent secretary, deputy permanent secretary, CEOs, and people who have the power to instruct and give favoritism to big pharmacies that could buy them, that them big pharmacies most likely maybe have them in their pockets, and leave out the little pharmacies and them when it comes to their payments. And when things like that happen, and these public servants breaks what is the regulations, meaning, again, am I going correct, Lennox Smith? With the rules, the break protocol, or the law on how they're supposed to go about doing certain things. Because companies have laws. If you had to do this, tender, you had to do this. If you had to do this, you had to do that. It had the laws there. And you telling me, in a country like this, with all these bright people, that we could come up with all kind of legislations and things to block loopholes from the average man having to account when they break the law. But we can't come up with nothing when it comes to the big boys and them to close up the loopholes, to make it hard for them to break the law, to deter them from wanting to break the law based on their moral and spiritual values. You telling me we have nothing? Well, boy. And Lennox Smith, as a teacher, you know what coming with? Kinds of come up with that idea to tell me, well,
listen to me. I understand what you are saying. But the fact is that there are certain unwritten rules, if you want to call that, or certain assumptions. And that is people in these high offices, because they have to pronounce or adjudicate as to situations that are within their purview, they themselves, because they are the guard, will not, even though they engage in activities that have breached the rules, who will prosecute them? Who will determine that the rule was infringed? So what you are left with is that you have to assume that these people's integrity and their moral and ethical standard and their experience and their unique knowledge will have the let's say the consumer of whatever service that they provide will have to assume that they are doing the right thing.
And my
that is
point
by and large what is happening. Now, watch me. We have had Pandey. We have had, of course, Anand Ramlogan and Ramdeen. Of course, we know these circumstances, but just showing you that there are certain, because the laws are there, integrity in public life, because that is under that particular law that these people were prosecuted. But then again, they were able, of course, to set themselves free because of the fact that the political antagonism or the antagonistic politics that we execute, that we experience, that we undergo, and of course, in the judicial system that is supposed to be independent, you have to come with the appropriate evidence, and if you don't have the appropriate evidence, again, they will be set free. So it boils down, as I said, to moral and ethical qualities of the individuals.
And I already got that understanding. And Lennox Smith,
but there's
Mr.
nothing
Snipes,
else, because there's another factor. Just now,
go ahead.
Let me just finish here.
But you're preaching to me, I already know Lennox Smith, and that's what I'm trying to tell you.
Listen,
what I'm
listen, and I'm saying that we can't go further than that, and more than that. When you enter a public office by the electoral process, it is assumed that the electorate knows and accept the fact and repose their trust in you to do right to all and everybody in that particular office as well. There is that wider issue that you have to deal with. Manning talked about it a lot, including, of course, that of former Prime Minister, former Prime Minister, Dr. Rowley.
Yeah. All you are doing to me, to Snipes, and to the rest of Trinidad and Tobago is just continue to enforce what we already know and not put in anything dealing with how can we fix it.
You have to find the right moral and ethical individuals to go there. Right. And who are we to judge?
All right. Caller, a pleasant good morning to you, caller.
Yeah, hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Hello? Yeah, morning.
Yes, good morning.
Yeah, there is the law existing to charge these people. Remember, you always hear the politicians saying, if you have the evidence, take it to the police. When the police investigate it, take it to the DPP. The DPP go decide on the evidence, and then charges will be laid. And we all know what is happening with those things. Now, this thing with taking bribe and thing, taking about contract, there were politicians charged before for that. Remember, when they allow Franklin Khan and others to give up themselves to the police.
All right, well, let me ask you something. Because again, we again only going on right. So, with what Jack Dio saying on earth, and with the evidence before him, which you have evidence that show that Mr. Ali broke the law, all how, went into areas that he don't supposed to. Could Jack Dio saying in the parliament compile that same evidence and what was said in the parliament and all the admittance by Mr. Ali, could it be sent to the DPP in which now he could be charged for breaking the rules?
The police could go send to the police, and the police will take the evidence, gather whatever more evidence they need, and then take it to the DPP for advice. This is how it is.
All right. Well then, let me ask again, because again I am asking for the public out there. Well then, why have the evidence been taken to the DPP or the police, and why Ms. Blitz haven't been charged yet? Because we see plain, we call it fraud. They change up something that is against the law. They copy paste. They break the law.
This is why you see, I'm telling you, the police, there's a thing they call it VC, virtual complainant. Somebody have to report it to the police, because the police hiding under this thing that they can't report something unless somebody reports it to them. And they have been hiding behind that for a long time. Now, when I had joined the service, police used to investigate report from the media. That's when Patrick Tokolingo used to expose all kind of corruption and fraud when people didn't have no thing with the mainstream media back in those days. Patrick Tokolingo break and he started the weekly papers that everybody gravitated to and everybody should talk about the corruption. So the police used to investigate and charge them, and then all in a sudden they want a virtual complainant. You know, they want people to say, well, but the commissioner have the authority to appoint people to investigate crime. The same way they could bring somebody from England and appoint them to investigate the corruption in the UNC. They could do the same thing. The process is there.
And the same way they find ways to investigate the Balize house and the money, and where they get the money to declare your funding. So is it not the same way that could happen?
But this is what I'm telling you, the process is there. But it's for the police to do it, the police have to do it.
So should I say, would I be right in saying that the whole issue of Miss Blitz, and she are not, and the police not investigating her, is because the parliament ain't sending it to the police? They make a big olaburu about that, and them send that to the police?
And only that, and Miss Blitz is an attorney. How come no
gentlemen, let me cut the chase. In those circumstances, Commission of Inquiry, inquiries such as what we are discussing now, what they disclose is not admissible in court. It's not admissible in court. The court has its process, and in order for them to come there, they have to be guaranteed that they will not speak in such a way so as to make themselves culpable. In other words, a fundamental principle of that will have to operate here is that you don't have to say anything, and if you do, would be admissible and so on. It's because they get the incentive to come because they know that will not be admissible in a court of law. That's why they come and talk.
Oh, but then why
they will come and talk.
Well, then why we don't change the legislation whereby either or that whatever you do in public life, that it will be admissible in court when you make a mistake. So honest people will know if it is Yano Coco in his son and there's a permanent secretary, you are not no worry about. Just like how drivers with the fines know if they go over 100 miles per hour that they can't get.
So that is one. Yeah.
So why they don't make it like that?
You see, what Leonard is saying there, there's what they call the judges' rule, right? This is a rule made by judges.
Yeah.
Where you have to, before you investigate somebody,
you don't incriminate yourself.
Investigating them, and then when they're going to charge them, then you have another warning. You have to give them. There are two warnings you have to give persons.
Yeah.
A warning of investigation and then a warning to be charged. Now, when people testify in parliament to testify in things that they didn't have a warning, but if you notice in the American system, people when they go to testify in the Congress and Senate, they just plead the fifth, which means they're not given any evidence to incriminate themselves. You understand? Once you go to
and
testify in the American Parliament,
Yeah.
and anything you say there, you could be incriminated for it. This is why there is plea the fifth in America, right? So the system,
That's right.
you have to put the laws in place to deal with it.
All right, so then please, again, remember what all of us looking for is to make sure that no permanent sec, no CEO, no chairman, nobody that have that type of power to be able to do favoritism for the 1% and all of them, that they must suffer the consequences of their decision. What is the remedy for
now
that?
that the evidence came out, now that information came out, the police can investigate. They have to launch their own investigation. They can launch their own investigation now.
Without using that evidence, that
No,
disclosure
but they
as evidence.
they could use that evidence not in
To
court.
launch their
and
own
become in
independent
court,
investigation,
but they
separate
could use
and
it as a
apart.
predicate to launch an investigation.
So is it that we have
could use that for
is it that
different
is it that the police service, when it comes to white collar crime and those kind of misbehavior in public office, that the service lacks bright enough people in order to carry us to the next level?
No, you see what happened. The police service have been too politicized over the years. You see how much people fail to declare their assets to the Integrity Commission. It's only one person was ever hung down, charged, and was hauled before the court. Nobody else. Everybody else admitted they did it, and the police didn't investigate none of them. Didn't charge none of them. You understand?
So all these
So the
people who did
police
not declare their asset, whether it's UNC politicians or PNM politicians, they're supposed to be before the court. They're supposed to be charged.
They're supposed to be investigated to and charged for failure to declare their assets, just like how they investigated family. And if you remember the media back then, I said to correct them, Pandey charged for corruption. The charges was not corruption, was charged for failure to declare assets to the Integrity Commission. It was not corruption, and every day the media was beaten that, the people was beaten that. So if people have to understand how the law is written and how the system is. And this is where they
Well, then why we can't rewrite the law to make it easier for these criminals in high places, in jacket and tie, that thieving millions of dollars from the people, embezzling those monies, doing favoritisms to people? Why we can't just change it to make it easier?
What was the point I make the last time? The banks and the financial institutions do not report the crimes that the people taking money from these places. And this is why they don't have a virtual complainant for the police to investigate. Well, this person was taken from this financial institution. This person was taken from the bank. There is loyalty, but
because they want to save their reputation. They don't want it to look as though they are loose and incompetent.
This is how I watch it, ex-police officer. The government of Trinidad, the state of Trinidad and Tobago, national security on the whole, wants people to be informers in order to help crime. And they will have all kind of safe house and this and that. But yet still, they want the average person to do that. But but when it comes to the big boys, the 1%, the permanent sex and all of them, they mustn't be snitch, they mustn't be stooge, they mustn't be informers.
Guys, we heading up for the news.
Yes. And of course, to bring up the rear, one is innocent until proven guilty. People, of course, the invidious word, yes, it means bias. It means bias. It means you have some kind of prejudice, right? INVIDIOUS, and of course the other word was loquacious, and I think we had one before that. Collation. All right, so we go for the break, and when we come back, more on this edition of the Ground Report.
Mornings just got louder, bolder, and more informed. From 6 to 9 a.m., it's the Ground Report with Andy Williams and Lennox Smith on Talk City 91.1.
Good morning. This is your TDT News Update. I'm Carrie Roberts. Making the news at this time. The issue of trust has become central to the controversy engulfing the Caribbean Court of Justice. The court has been rocked by a major internal dispute stemming from the leak of private judicial correspondence and disagreements over a dress code for judges. Political scientist Professor Hamid Ghani says the public fallout does not bode well for the institution's reputation.
I think that this is a matter of grave concern because this is not how courts usually operate. Courts don't operate in a manner whereby you have judges sort of duking it out in public with one another and making all the kinds of allegations and statements that are being made, which could really have been resolved behind closed doors. And the public would never know that all of this is going on. So it is a very concerning matter, and it goes to the heart of confidence and trust in the court, because it's highly unusual for judges to behave in this way.
Noting that only 5 CARICOM countries have the CCJ as their final court of appeal, Professor Ghani indicated that the dispute is ill-timed.
Episode coming as it does when it has emerged is not going to provide or inspire any public confidence that this is the kind of court that we want to move from the Privy Council to adopt this. And I think that a lot of repair work and damage control has to be done now.
Professor Ghani noted that Jamaica's ongoing Republican debate remains divided on adopting the CCJ as its final court of appeal, adding that the current controversy does little to inspire confidence in the institution. In more news, the body of a 45-year-old Ravi Silochan was recovered off Tobago on Sunday after being spotted floating near the nylon pool shortly after midday. Reports indicate that passengers aboard several reef tour boats alerted lifeguards at Pigeon Point after noticing the body in the water. Lifeguards responded promptly, retrieved the body, and brought it ashore before notifying the police. Mr. Silochan was later formally identified by his brother, Sunil Silochan. Police subsequently authorized the removal of the body to the Scarborough mortuary, where an autopsy is expected to determine the cause of death. The circumstances surrounding Silochan's death remain unclear, and investigations are ongoing. And police have recaptured Jose Brito, one of the men who escaped from the Immigration Detention Center on July 18th, more than a month after the incident. Brito was apprehended around 3 p.m. on Saturday by officers of the National Operations Task Force during an operation along Moonan Road in Wallerfield. According to reports, officers recognized Brito, stopped him, and took him into custody before transporting him to the Arima police station. With the assistance of an interpreter, Brito was interviewed and subsequently charged with escaping lawful custody and 2 counts of assaulting a police officer. He's expected to appear before the court on Monday. And in some sport now, the Legends football tournament kicked off over the weekend in Valsayn, but before the opening whistle, the community paused to celebrate one of its own. CAC gold medalist and netball icon Khalifa McCollin was honored by the Real Spring Valsayn Committee and Member of Parliament Khadija Amin in recognition of her outstanding contributions to sport and her achievements on the international stage.
I did not know Khalifa was a constituent until Ms. Joanna and they told me recently. And I am so proud of the girls because I've been following you all on social media, representing our country out there. And when I heard about that, I said I just had to do something for you. So on behalf of myself, my office, we are proud of you as a St. Augustine constituent and a Valsaynian. Congratulations.
And that was your TTT News Update. I'm Carrie Roberts. On behalf of our entire team here at TTT, have a wonderful day.
That was TTT News on Talk City 91.1 FM. The plays that shake the arenas. The stories that move a nation.
Are we in for a super over? I've got to go quick. I've got to go quick.
From football to cricket, track to tennis, every win, every rivalry, every headline. This is where Trinidad and Tobago come for sports.
TTT Sports with Nasira Mohammed, daily at 7 p.m.
Trinidad and Tobago has achieved a significant energy milestone, marking a major step forward in government's efforts to strengthen the country's energy security and unlock new sources of natural gas. Prime Minister, the Honorable Kamla Persad-Bissessar SC, made the announcement as she hosted United States Deputy Secretary of State Christopher Landau and his delegation at the Diplomatic Center.
Today marks a major advance, as you heard, in Manikin Kukina. In February 2015, when I was your Prime Minister, both governments agreed to develop the field as a single unit, giving 66% to Manikin and 34% to Coquina. This makes the Manikin-Coquina field the only, as mentioned, unitized cross-border gas field in the Western Hemisphere. And BP has agreed to assign NGC a 20% share, BP 80% share of those fields. The negotiations went on and we have secured through the work of the NGC 20%. These agreements aligns NGC across the field, removes a major obstacle, and allows BP to accelerate its final investment decision. That field is expected to become the first successful cross-border development to monetize gas through Trinidad and Tobago.
The project is also being advanced alongside BP's interest in the Calypso gas field.
But there's a second announcement that we must not forget, and that is where BP has acquired all the shareholding of Woodside. So you're now 100% tied up with that Calypso field, which will again bring much needed energy to Trinidad. What this will do, this will accelerate work in the energy industry. In energy, Calypso is a major domestic gas source and the first ever deep water development.
Prime Minister, the Honorable Kamla Prasad Bissessa SC. Deputy Secretary Landau says the emerging investments has the potential to reshape Trinidad and Tobago's economic outlook.
And because of the leadership of the Prime Minister here and President Trump in the United States, these are huge projects that are going to change not only the energy trajectory of this country, but since energy is the basis of all economic activity, the entire economic landscape here and in our country as well. This is going to allow us to have a much more fruitful commercial relationship and mutually beneficial. I mean, this is what diplomacy is really all about.
United States Deputy Secretary of State, Christopher Landau. Together, these developments signal a renewed push to strengthen Trinidad and Tobago's energy security, attract investment, and drive industrial and economic growth. As government advances new projects and deepens strategic partnerships, these developments stand as a significant step toward securing the energy needed to support the country's next phase of industrial renewal and prosperity.
This was a production of the Information Division, Office of the Prime Minister.
The conversation starts here. Talk City 91.1 FM.
This is Destra, and you're listening to the Ground Report on Talk City. Keep it locked. Bang, 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 bang.
Trinidad and Tobago, we are back. Time check is 8 minutes past the hour of 8 o'clock, and you're listening to the Ground Report. Right here on Talk City, 91.01 FM. I must say a pleasant good morning to those who look on to us online. On Talk City 91.1 FM on Facebook, Talk City 91.1 FM on YouTube. And for those of you in your maxi taxis, in your PH vehicle, in your buses, in your 7-seaters, in your white panel vans, to all my drivers, a pleasant good morning to you. Not forgetting Tobago, good morning to you. Trinidad and Tobago, the lines are open to you all. We have taken up most of this morning debating very, very, very serious issues when it coming to the funds of Trinidad and Tobago, millions of dollars that is just being left in various people's hands and that they could misappropriate it. And we have to trust them based on this and that, and it have nothing. And I'm being straight with you all. I'm very, very frustrated because it's like, it's so easy to catch a poor man and a natural individual and to hold a natural average person accountable for their actions. Companies at the end of the day have rules, regulation, and laws, and companies have laws. It have directives that in a company and the company laws that the board of directors, and not only board of directors, but the people, whether it be the managing director or people that suppose that it have, Lennox Space, the word I'm looking for, that is supposed to follow. By law, it's supposed to follow, and if they break the law, they can be held accountable. And let me give you a good example.
But regulations, yeah. No.
So it have regulations.
Yeah.
Trinidad and Tobago,
and
just like how in the private sector, banking sector, whether it be Scotia Bank, First Citizens Bank, and I give it all Republic Bank, they have regulations and laws that their workers have to follow. And they cannot take it upon themselves, dress out to do nothing, especially the lower masses of workers within the financial system of Trinidad and Tobago. It is very hard to rob a bank, and if you try to, they will come at you. You will be charged. It will have big trouble. And how it is easy for police to get involved within those systems. When the senior executive of the bank pull up on certain things, it's very hard now for them to deal with the senior executive aspect, because it has senior people within the banks that are real corrupt too. And them this get away, and them this break the laws. But it is, as Lennox says, who guard the guards. Them getting away because it have nobody there to put them in place. And unless when them resign, whoever come there follow up and look to give that evidence to put them in place. And I am frustrated, I know many of you, because I'm sure some of you sort out what I was looking at, what I'm looking for in this. Because it cannot continue to go about in Trinidad and Tobago whereby public servants or politicians or anybody could go about breaking company regulations and laws and not suffer the consequences of it, because it's we money, because it's government. The same laws that governs private companies, rules and regulations that could hold them criminally responsible. It has no room for them to just use the judgment dresser and get away. Why can that not be applied to the government companies or government institutions or permanent secretaries or chairman in government institution and vice chairman, deputy permanent secretaries, CEOs, deputy CEOs? Why it cannot be for them too? And you all see how hard, boy, we keep going around the mulberry bush and trying to come up with how could we put a stop to this kind of thing after seeing Chairman Jagdio Singh and Saddam Hussein show where permanent secretary misbehave in public office when beyond his duties or his regulations. Within his regulation never state neither that he could organize and engage NIPDEC on who to pay and who not to pay. Where the hell is this? All the lines open. I feeling like real frustrated.
I hear you, my friend, but that is the reality. We have learned a number of things this morning. We know about, of course, misfeasance in public life. We know about the process of the elected representative and the fact that they must be given a certain amount of elasticity to do their work. We also know that those at the top of the institutional, let's say, accounting officer has a certain amount of ability to avoid, if necessary, even though they would have done wrong or would have not adhered to the rules, that they could get off with just an investigation like that. For example, we see that even if you have an investigation, whether it be in the form of a commission of inquiry or that of a joint select committee, that evidence is not evidence to take to court. We also see that people can say they are not going to speak because it will indict them or it will compromise them. So therefore, I'm not going to speak. And even these joint select committees, they have a mechanism to compel somebody to come and talk, to come before them. But when they do, they could plead that, listen, I will not want to respond to that particular question, sir or ma'am, as the case may be, because of issues that may be of a legal situation that may compromise my own position.
Right, but Jack, you're saying
it should be taken to the next stage.
Right, but it didn't. We seen where Mr. Ali answers questions that could incriminate him, which he didn't bound to. So why could we not deal with him? Anyhow, the line's open, Trinidad and Tobago, because we will go on and on and on and on. I'm very frustrated about this whole thing. It shows me that the law is really for the poor, not for the rich. It shows me that to get a handle on corruption, misappropriation, and all of that, embezzlement, all those things in high places, favoritism, that not going to get away so. And I don't want to believe that the UNC government don't have an answer for that. That have been going on and on and on and on and on, over and over for all years, where people continue to do that, and all they will get is just a tap on the shoulder. I can't believe this. Go ahead, caller. Morning.
Good morning.
Andy, Leonard Smith, Mr. Snipe, and Trinidad and Tobago. Central here. Pleasant. Good morning. Short and sweet, Andy. Andy, I with you 100% and more. Something needs to be done about it. Right? Because as according to what you just said, it can't just be a tap on the shoulder, and that's the end. It can't go on so. So we hope the administration can really look into that very seriously and do something about it. Right? And yeah, away from that, I would like to let Trinidad and Tobago know the deceitful ones of them, which is on the PNM side. All that all the bumping, all the government talking and saying about Alexander can't this, he can't talk, he can't the other. Right? Let us give him kudos this morning for not just doing what it is he doing in the past, but what it is he has been doing presently right now as a minister. Right? They're doing exactly what the PNM don't like. To see love and unity within and amongst ourselves. You understand? Kudos. And I give him kudos for that. For bringing the youths and them and put on the war thing going on with all you. Stop that. You understand? Let me live as one and figure what happened in the past. Let me look at the future. And that is what the PNM don't like. They don't like to see unity. The minute that they see that, it's something like it gone wrong with them. PNM don't like to see togetherness, unity, strength. Right? And that is what it is they're going to see going forward. Oh, yeah. Because the youth and them decide to put on the gun or however they want to put it as in what's going on with them in their circle, and they decide to live, to understand each other and learn to live together and not separate and keep on the war going on and all this kind of thing. So that we give our minister that kudos this morning. Right? And you have plenty more to do for the youth and them later on in life. And there's another thing also, Andy, I would like to bring up to you all attention. This radio station, 94.1. 91.1. I had 94.1, correct, Trinidad and Tobago.
91.1. This radio station is the one.
No. 94.1, Andy.
Right,
not the station.
All right. What happened there?
Yesterday, they were playing some rather rutical, open, disrespectful song on the national airwaves. And I don't know if anybody had heard it yesterday, but it was raw songs. And I could not believe my eyeballs. And what brought it back to my attention, Andy, is when you spoke about something just now. And I said, yes, I have to let you all know about that. Right? 94.1 radio station. Something definitely wrong with you all. And it was a woman hosting at the point in time yesterday. And I am very disappointed on you. You understand? To hear the kind of songs that you are playing as a female operator and how derogative and disrespectful those songs was. And it was the raw thing, Andy. They was not even blocking those parts. Children was listening to these things. And it's not no people hearing that, you know.
Well, you are the authority to write a tat, give them the time that played and everything, and let the whole radio station accountable for their actions.
It is a serious thing and it's going on and on and on. Yeah. Because once you see this platform, you do something. Everybody have the eyes and the nose and the ears on this program, you know. Because this is the number one. but they don't have ears and nose and everything for the others. So here we're going on. People will take action against that because at the end of the day, if you all do something, that's about the eyes on you with everything.
Thank you.
So therefore, I have to go across the table for everybody at the same time. Nice? So kudos again once more to the Minister and to our administration and our performing government. Good morning, Prime Minister, and at the end of the day, its performance will take place. Nice. So Andy, always the #1 program, we love and listen. Trinidad and Tobago have a blessed and wonderful day. Be safe, Central Out. And it's that.
Good morning.
So,
Welcome.
Andy.
Good morning.
Good morning, Lennox.
Yes.
Right to one of the oldest topics for me, which is constitutional
I go
reform.
hold. I go hold on this side. Go ahead.
Well said, Central. Well said. I think, and I must big up Alexander on this one. That initiative, we have less work for the police to do. I'm saying the police are doing less work in the East corridor now when it comes to crime. You know, any crime in Penal and these other places.
I disagree 100%. I find that the Trinidad
Andy,
music
Andy.
wait, let me just make my part on this. You are gonna talk too. I really disagree on it. I find it shouldn't be highlighted so in this big way because at the end of the day, all right, it's unity of it go, but the music still remains the same nasty stinking way. Shoot this one down, kill that one. It remains the same. It's nasty music.
Me talking about music,
The six and the Pumpy Boss and all of them. The music is promoting violence.
I talking about.
Andy, let me finish.
But go ahead.
Go ahead, Anderson. Go ahead.
I listened to it for about 2 hours.
Go ahead, Anderson. Go ahead.
2 hours.
All right, go ahead.
Hey, boy. Yeah, that initiative whereby calling for peace, me talking about no Pumpy Boss and no who sing and who ain't sing. We don't entertain them thing, Andy. Already realize you kind of human being as well. I talking about when these fellas say peace, it have less work for the police to do, Jed. Right now, somebody for beat them can now go St. Paul Street, then back. Let me say in the PNM time. You know, hear somebody from beat them dead. Somebody from St. Paul Street cannot come Mango Rose or beat them or see that. Now they're going all over. The lady who find the wings and fries, she's selling out because the whole St. Paul Street coming over when they're R&B and another party and beat them selling out. Those on St. Paul Street who selling their burger and whatnot, they're selling out too. So that part, I agree with that part. When it comes to those in our office, don't let me fool myself, right? But the UNC should do something. None of them is doing nothing. And when we come here and say, look Penny, and look Kamala, and look Rowley, none of them in there, and look how much wrong the PNM do. None of them in there look about poor people and the underprivileged watching what goes on. Or if a layman or a man from Lavantel or Beaton that was in that position and did that, or anything close to that, would have been arrested already. So we see there's no, not for the election or the point, no, there's no law for politicians. Very few politicians that make a jail or whatever. If they're going to jail, it's because they're feeling good or whatnot. So that bad day, don't let me waste time on that thing. The Baliji House is the next thing too. Let me see what will come out of that now. Because Faros Harari alone, the rent we collect over the years, the money he have, he can turn and say he donate everything to Baliji House. So why you wasting time? Somebody will get jail in Baliji House. The government will take it. All your subways, all your time. Christmas is closed. School is reopening. And yet, some parents, they reach the 100% mark. Some of them are able, whether through MPs or not, or who giving out vouchers who ain't given, and some who given, some parents still ain't going to reach the mark. Right? The place hard. When it comes to the upkeeping of government spaces, this morning, I heard the workers going Mango Rose. Or look at the old Port of Spain. One look at the old Port of Spain Museum and take a look in that yard and see how these workers, when they get paid for 4 and 3 fortnights, see how much garbage bag they pack up and how clean that inside of there looking and still not paid. And before I leave, I ain't gonna call the young lady name. You know what she went and do to cook? But she daughter of the one yesterday, she had no man. She live in no children, father. All the while playing, she had to go and thief. Because she saying if she buy the meat, she can't buy the peas. So she had to walk in one of them grocery and pick up thing yesterday. All the feel shop, all the feel come here for people to hear my voice and raise up my sister, my I talking.
Why she has to do that? Why she has to do that? Because without people will not understand what you're talking about.
Because she have 4 fortnights she get paid. She get one about three fortnights ago, and saying that she, and I think the other she never know because she in business. She in business, but I ain't gonna do that. Right? She had to go and pick up things, whether it's market, whether it's in the grocery, and she come back with she bag heavy. Right. She passes, she going to she not that dollar.
Which is the what? The government uplift program is owing her 4 fortnights, you're saying?
Yes.
All right.
And that's the honorable Marshal Taylor. All the she now.
All right. Thank you.
She changed her life. All right. Make the girl go and thief yesterday.
All right.
To put the bar food. Not all they do that, you know. If she didn't work, well, fine. But she work. She work, and people when they work, they want the money. Then all they work, oh my God. Oh yeah, Anderson. Yeah, the ANC looking bad. No, all you. I will continue to reiterate.
All right. You get the point. You get the point. Thank you.
Love the UNC more than me.
Yeah, thank you so much.
And I could be wrong too.
Nobody here. So Andy got onto a very important topic that is going to lead to one of the oldest topics for me, which is constitutional reform. Yes, this is a question for constitutional reform. Because you asked about the parliament and how you could have had such collusion between the parliament and executive arms of government, and clearly leading to some hanky-panky and so on. And he asked Nigel Snipes, how could this happen? And Nigel Snipes answered in a very interesting way. Okay? It's the truth, but it should not be the truth. Nigel Snipes answered basically that those of us out here, all right? That's the word he used, right? Because Andy was talking about the parliament. And Nigel Snipes answered, those of us out here, meaning outside of the parliament, should be the ones to stand up and make an issue of this. And that is at the core of the problem. We are not supposed to be out here of the parliament. We are supposed to be the parliament. The parliament is supposed to be a representation of the people, especially this thing called the House of Representatives. That's the literal meaning and word of it. But the House of Representatives is also known by another name, the House of Commons, meaning the House of the Common Man. This was what Parliament was originally meant to be, for the common man to be able to parley with all of the other aspects of a state, and in fact, to recognize that the common man is indeed the state. In a republic, the concept of respublica, people's affair, means the state does not belong to any small group, whether it is a king, a dictator, or a government. The state is, in fact, the people and belong to the people, collectively and individually. Okay? And our system does not recognize that. Nigel Snipes did not recognize that this morning because he's right. It is not so. It is supposed to be, but it is not that way. We have been separated from our house. Okay? And that's why we have no power. And I've suggested for a long time a way of how you can reintroduce the people back into the parliament to conduct oversight. What you all are talking about, you use the word accountability, but that is called oversight. The function of oversight in a modern democratic state belongs to the parliament, meaning what's going right, what's going wrong is exposed there so that it can then be addressed. If you are out here, you have no power to do that because you're not in there. Nigel Snipes used that phrase he used, we out here, is at the crux of the matter. I'll go into the next one.
Andy, good morning to you. Hope you're feeling a lot better. Well, the way you're shouting your song like you're feeling a lot better. Remember, easy does it, eh? Lennox, good morning to you, Nigel, and to everybody out there. Andy, I can understand your anger, but you are taking it out on the wrong set of people. Right? Yes, you want your government to bring this on, you want your government to bring that on, you want your government to hold this one and to hold that one. No. Let me deal with the laws first. And Lennox can correct me as we go along. If they bring those changes to the law, right? They need a special majority for it to pass. If they don't get it, it is going to end up like the Zoso bill, along with other bills. Right? This government is not going to do like the PNM government, like what Farris did, to change the laws, I would say, to get it passed. Right? This government is not going to do that. Because we are law-abiding citizens. And to get some of those bills that you are talking about passed, they have to get a special majority. They have to do it. And all who want to say, oh, no, don't do it. And no. Ignorance. Let me put the ignorance aside now. Right? They have to get it passed. Andy, we have a DPP that when things wrongdoing by the PNM lands on his desk, it disappears like the Bermuda Triangle, things in the Bermuda Triangle. We all know the story of the Bermuda Triangle. Well, picture that on the DPP desk, right? Files disappearing. And no, I'm not casting aspersion, I'm not doing it, but it makes you sit up and go, things that make you go, yes. Because we hear Bates was working in their office, we don't know. Just saying, right? The file with Camille Robinson Regis lying to the bank about her source of income, that is money laundering. Whether we want to admit it or not, right? Because you can't go to the bank with more than $10,000 and give them a whole Nancy story. And then you politically you come and cuss up the bank. No, that can't happen. The financial unit is the FIU. Passed it on to the fraud squad. Where is that investigation? Where is the investigation into Faris Alwari? Witness tampering twice. That was a big explosion with Vincent Nelson. Paying Vincent Nelson $10 million to lie. Where is the outcome of that? Where is the outcome of Faris selling the 2 cars? He did worse than what they accused David Lee of doing. And yet still Faris is not before the courts. And we have PNMIs thinking, oh, because these people are not before the courts, they are innocent. We also have, where is the investigation into Faris renting residential building at commercial rates? Where is what happened to the allegations against Foster Cumming and the $500 million contract, the 14 million, allegations, 14 million in Venture Credit Union, but we all know the story of it. Darrell Smith sexual harassment. Where are all these things, Andy? Where is it? But they're ready to pull anybody in the UNC before the courts. Let me tell all this something here. Nobody in the PNM can't take the sword out of the stone. But they want to point their fingers at the UNC. No. I am warning my government. We put all the there. Right? Or they told the line. We don't want what happened in the PNM to happen to our government. Okay? And next thing is, Andy, We are hearing this thing with citrus closed HEC houses. You see how much money was wasted, and where was the procurement regulator? She was sleeping when PNM was in office. All right, fine. Andy, thank you very much.
Hi, Lennox. Hi, Andy. Good to see you back, Andy, online. I would like to say I was watching Stefan's program this morning, and people are making a fuss about they destroying the Savannah. That's not true. What he was explaining that they did that so that the vans and trucks could pass through. So, on the day of the parade, right, the ambulance and the fire brigade and whoever, and they are not destroying. People are making a big hullabaloo about it. I don't know why people are so stupid in this country. Trinidadians don't like to see progress. They must listen to King Austin's Calypso. The price of progress is high. I listened to it. I sang it once in a karaoke, and I understand what she was saying about progress. So people don't like to see progress. So I'm just going to say that. Thank you.
Good morning, Ground Report. St. Joseph Lady here. Morning to all the listeners, Andy Lennox, Mr. Snipes. Now joining the show about Anya, it seems you're talking about the misbehavior in public office between the Ministry of Health and NIPDEC. Now, I believe the bone of contention is you're talking about a breach of regulations, which is not the same as a breach of the law. I do not believe there is a law that says the Ministry of Health cannot give instructions to NIPDEC on who to pay. It's not a law. It would be a regulation in the operations. So you would find it in the operations manual of NIPDEC or of the Ministry of Health. I stand to be corrected, but I believe there is a difference between...
Yeah, you're correct. So what I will want is that we put legislations in place for government institutions and companies, just like First Citizens Bank and all of them private companies that have laws and things that they put in place when you breach regulations. When you breach the regulations, it have laws that they put in place. So you're correct. Go ahead, continue.
Between a breach of regulations and a breach of the law, the penalties are different, and the method of investigation is different, and all those things would have to come into play. May I suggest that a lawyer may be brought into the show to ask questions, or maybe the minister himself, may be brought into the show to clear that up, so that you will get a better idea. But yes, everybody want to see the people who do bad, they want to see them punished, but it's the method of punishment that I think that we're getting confused about. So, okay, everybody have a good day.
Good morning, everybody. I'm very disappointed in the type of governance coming out of the UNC party. Imagine, and I've said this before, we have a prime minister who has not addressed Trinidad and Tobago for over 1 year since she's in government. Imagine when Dr. Rowley used to get COVID intermittently and you wouldn't see him, and he would not speak to the media during those times because he was allegedly sick. KPB and the other members of the UNC made a big fuss of Rowley's absence when he used to get COVID. He said he wouldn't talk to the media, and they harshly condemned and criticized him, man. But here now, we have a prime minister that hasn't spoken to the country since she won the election last year. We don't see the post-cabinet media briefing on a Thursday again, and you see, when a government is not communicating with the public, it leaves the population to wonder if they have something to hide. Because, look, last week I was in a taxi in San Fernando, and the driver and the passengers were quarreling and complaining about how the Prime Minister getting $90,000 a month, and we're not seeing her, and it seemed as though as if she hardly coming to work. But yet now, they said that CPAP and URP workers who are getting plenty less, $3,000 a month around there, you remove the bread and butter from them, and you took away the money from them, and they used to actually work. Because you see the story about CPAP and URP being full of ghosts. I don't buy that, because I am telling you something. The biggest ghost in this country is the PM. Because when CPAP and URP was around, the place used to look very clean and tidy. The grass was always cut, and you didn't used to see this big heap of rubbish all over the place. I tell you, I was on the bus route last week Friday. If you see piles of rubbish all over the place, from Arima to Powderspeed, and you also see another overgrown bush. And then furthermore, I was listening to a radio program about 2 weeks ago, and they were saying that how the Prime Minister's absence is due to her not feeling well. Not my words, eh? And then the host of the program went on to say that if the Prime Minister is not feeling well, that job is not for her. Step down and let somebody else do it. Because the thing is, we paying politicians so much money. We paying the Prime Minister $90,000 a month, and we're not seeing any output coming from her. Imagine Trump, right, who regularly posts on social media. If this government is following Trump, as it seems to be doing, Trump addressing the media, you know, every week, sometimes 2 and 3 times, the media could talk to him. But we're not seeing the Prime Minister, and that looking bad. Real bad.
Nice. So we get your point there, the boss man. Yes, Kamla Pasabi says someone we get $90,000 a month, and you are arguing on that. Lennox Smith, how much the opposition leader Penny Becker is getting a month? Well, I think she and all getting a lot of money too. How much are they, sir?
Yeah, large amount. I don't know the specifics,
and
but
she and all
we can
in
get
my
that
book,
before the debate finishes.
and she and all in my book is missing in action when it comes to proper governance in Trinidad and Tobago, and playing her role as opposition leader, especially in this pending times here now, whereby you're seeing what the government is doing well based on the energy sector is being revamped, all kind of big deals and whatever, and at no point in time you see the opposition leader Penny Becker who going big money when the month come too. They come out and say, well, hey, this is good that this is happening. It's good that the refinery going to open back. It's good that the metal, the steel mill going to open back, which will create 1,000 jobs. It is good that this, they're not saying nothing. It's good that the train line and all those communities go straight back up to Faizabad and all these places. That because of the close up Petrotrin, that they are ghost down now and businesses are closed down a lot, that they're going on and have activities again. What have the opposition done with all this turnaround and good news? Criticize, demonize. That is bad. Snipes, it's that time. Let's see what time it is before we go for that break.
What is your capiche on Talk City 91.1 FM?
I look like Penny living in New York. She always up there. Always in America. Oh God. Rowley can't go, so you start to go now or what? Go ahead. What went on Friday and did we win anything? We laugh at.
So you say, oh God. So people, the numbers last Friday called by you were 14 money, 3 carriage, 12 king, and 19 horse. Andy's pick on last Friday was 13 and 20. Our winning numbers were 32, 19, 24, and 10. None of the numbers came.
19, I meant you just mentioned 19 Friday.
19, yeah, sorry about that. 19. So we got one number. 19 would have been the second play.
Oh, I thought you and Lennox trying to put me in the bamboos. I call it. I back, people winning money, I don't do about that.
and somebody in Tonopuna won the 24 million.
Hey, boy. Lennox, if I wish it's you, Talk to me. All I go take is 1 million out of the 24,
Well, boy, I would have gladly give you, but if wishes was true, then I would have been able to do it.
Now, that'll be Snipes,
It's
man.
just a wish.
Well, Snipes win that money, man. Snipes, and he just moving normal.
It's just a wish.
Wait, but people saying, also people say about that money, yeah? I can't do that. And then CB, yeah, that's we own.
Let's take some numbers.
Well, what's your numbers for today? What's your picks for today? What went on over the weekend? Let us know what do you pick. Give us some winning numbers. So far, every day, we winning back. We winning thing all year. Imagine the other day we get 3 every numbers and 7, this, that. Oh God.
Let's take this one.
Yeah, take this one.
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
My number is 22.
22, all right.
Where's 22?
Rat.
Why you big rat?
We kill a rat this morning.
Oh, you kill a rat this morning? Was that a human rat or a rat come to thief cheese?
No, a 4-foot rat.
4 foot?
Well, it could be a coincidence because by me, my wife is missing a cat.
Oh.
Which one? But
she had to play the cat now.
No, but my lady, where you see a rat, which part you live in where you see a 4-foot rat, you say, 4 foot,
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus
Okay.
Christ. A 4-foot rat.
Well, I was wondering whether she took the cat.
No, but I wonder if it's a manicure or some kind of she see or something, but a 4 foot, she say,
So how much feet does a rat have?
A rat go have about, let me say, 6 inches. You might see big rat looking close to manicure, about 12 inches and things like real big rat.
Oh, you talk about the size. She talk about the feet. But
4 feet, she say, My God, 4 feet rat. Let me take this one. Morning, caller. What's your number for this morning?
Morning, Andy. Morning, Lennox. Morning, Snipe. Well, my number today is 14.
Why?
Why? Because somebody win that 24 million. So somebody today going and collect the big money. So 14 or 33, whatever, but 14 is money. So somebody collecting that big money today.
All right.
All right, man.
All right, let me take this next one here one time. Go ahead, caller. What's your pick for today?
My number this morning, Andy, is 25.
Where's 25?
25 is Morocco. And I the partner at 13.
Right, so
okay.
where pick Morocco for?
Because it's the partner at 13.
Or is the partner at 13?
Yeah, and I'll tell you one before I go, why they win the thing into Napuna, because Alexander bring luck to that community. Thank you.
Oh, God. All right, let me get next one. Way Papa. Like 3 so far. Go ahead. If you have one, go ahead. All right, let me get your number. Call 622-4911, 622-4911. Give us your number. Or you can call 368-3053, 368-3053. Or go ahead.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning. Number is 20.
20 what?
Caller?
Hey.
I think the caller having some internet issues.
Yes, my number is 29.
29? Okay.
Where's 29, Lennox?
That would be Opium Man. Opium Man.
Why? Because of the weather, all the rain and things, like people smoke cocaine because opium is what is used for cocaine or something, right?
Yeah, that's the
Alright,
Chinese.
So Andy,
Chinese
your
favorite.
capiche?
Yeah, my capiche. Well, what was my capiche? What was my two numbers?
13 and 20.
I stayed with the 13 and 20, yes? Yeah. Because we did catch him out 21. So I'll stick with the 13 and 20. Go ahead, Snipes. Let them know what's the numbers, what we pick, and let's take that needed break.
Alright, so the numbers today go as follow. We have 22 Rat, 14 Money, 25 Morocco, and 29 Opium Man. Andy's capiche today is 13 and 20. Good luck to everyone.
Yes, and of course the opposition leaders' money, well, $52,159, I understand. Yes, I seen it soft.
So the opposition, so she gained 52,000 something a month? Penny?
159 so is more.
So $52,159.
Dollars, yes. Mm-hmm.
Look at that. And she in only every minute flying America, and you're not in something government.
Yep.
But Bossman and see.
Let's go for the break.
She's needed.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, boys.
Yes. Go for the break, and when we come back, more.
Attention parents and guardians, the back to school season is here and Michael Muhammad's bookstore is ready to help you get your children prepared for the new school term. To welcome you to our two locations, Kane Street, Vista Bella, conveniently located next to the Vista Bella Presbyterian Primary School. Debe, next to Modern Electrical, in collaboration with Muhammad's Bookstore 1988 Limited. Of course, you can still visit our long-standing location on Point-A-Pear Road, San Fernando, for all your school supplies, textbooks, stationery, backpacks, and much more. This back-to-school season, make shopping easy at Michael Muhammad's Bookstore. Visit our new locations in Vista Bella and Debe, or our San Fernando branch, and find everything you need under one roof. Michael Muhammad's Bookstore, helping students start the school year right.
Ready to unlock your next getaway? Switch to B Mobile, the fastest mobile network, and you could win
a 4-night Tobago staycation for you and 4 persons. Airfare, accommodation, and the spending money included.
Visit your nearest B Mobile store today.
B Mobile. Life is on.
You're listening to Did You Know? A special feature on Talk City 91.1 FM, where we uncover fascinating facts about Trinidad and Tobago, our history, culture, people, places, and achievements. Join us as we take a closer look at the stories that make our twin island nation unique.
Did you know that George Bovell won Trinidad and Tobago's first Olympic swimming medal? At the 2004 Olympic Games in Athens, he earned a bronze medal in the men's 200-meter individual medley. His success inspired a new generation of swimmers and demonstrated that Trinidad and Tobago can compete with the world's best in more than just track and field and cricket.
And that's today's edition of Did You Know? We hope you've learned something new about Trinidad and Tobago. Join us again for another interesting fact as we continue exploring the people, places, and events that have shaped our nation. This has been Did You Know on Talk City 91.1 FM.
You always telling me,
make you proud,
do good in school,
behave myself,
don't cause any trouble.
But this vacation,
most days it's just me and the
or me and my tablet
and the block from morning straight to night.
I not vex. I know you're working hard.
I know bills will stop for July, August vacation.
But when I home so long by myself,
anything could happen and nobody around.
Not the same as somebody watching over me. It do have to be that way though.
Ask auntie, trusted relative, to look after me.
Check what's happening in the community.
Plenty places offering find free
and low-cost camps,
activities
and programs
to keep children safe,
learning and having fun during the vacation. So this vacation, don't leave me to mind myself.
Make sure it have somebody watching over me, not just the TV.
This July-August vacation, your child's safety starts with you. If you have to be away, make sure your child is in the care of a trusted adult or enrolled in a safe, supervised activity. Many communities offer free and low-cost vacation programs for children. Take the time to explore your options and make a plan, because a safe Java starts with someone at home. A message from the Children's Authority of Trinidad and Tobago and UNICEF.
Your news anytime, anywhere. Join us nightly at 7. TTT News. Committed, accurate, relevant.
Think you know Trinidad and Tobago? Well, think again. Did you know that some of the most fascinating stories about our island nation are hiding in plain sight? From historic landmarks to national symbols, from famous Trinidadians and Tobagonians to incredible sporting achievements, and the facts about our parliament, our people, and our past that you may never have heard before. Did you know? Discover something new every day with Did You Know? A brand new 1-minute feature uncovering fascinating facts about Trinidad and Tobago. Did you know? Only on Talk City 91.1 FM. The talk of Trinidad and Tobago.
Your afternoons just got louder on Talk City 91.1 FM. From the headlines everybody's discussing to the conversations shaping the country, Heavy Duty and David Welch are taking you under the radar. Straight talk, strong opinions, the conversations that matter. Now in its brand new drive time slot, weekdays from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. on Talk City 91.1 FM. Politics, current affairs, trending topics, and the stories everybody's talking about. All in one place, under the radar, with Heavy Duty and David Welch. Weekdays 3 to 6, only on Talk City 91.1 FM.
This is Destra, and you're listening to the Ground Report on Talk City. Keep it locked.
Morning, the man so sickening every morning on the air, eh? You need to cut him off. He's very annoying and sickening. People just take off the radio and wherever they're listening the program or when he come on. He's very disgusting. He's annoying. He's a pest. He need to stop calling in the radio station. That's what he need to do. Where he was all the time for the past 10 years. He didn't know and see what was going on. Now we know and see everything. Man look like he haul. And the morning, the man so sickening every morning on the...
Wow. Like boss man, like he gets somebody really, really angry.
Good morning, Andy. Good morning, Ground Report.
Wow, boy. Come on. Go ahead, caller. This could be the last call. Go ahead. Let's make it short.
Last call?
Yeah.
Andy, good morning to you and everybody. I asked you a question earlier and you didn't answer me. But hear what? Ashton Ford drag Penelope Beckles right through San Fernando on a program last night. Tomorrow we will deal with it. I feel shame for Penny. I feel shame. Later.
I listened to Bossman. The man said he was in a taxi, he wasn't in a bus from San Fernando to Port of Spain. He went to Arima, he went on about the man watching which part have garbage pile up, which part have high bush, which part ain't cleaning. Yeah, the man taking note of the Prime Minister addressing the nation. He talking about Rowley and he alleged COVID outbreak where he getting ever so often. The man is a boss boy. But yeah, why don't give that man about 3 hours to finish talk, boy? Aye.
Always 1 minute to the hour. Don't forget the night corridor transformation with yours, Judy Lennox Smith and Dr. COP. Coming up next is Stefan Rees and Mr. X with Off the Record. Big program right after the Ground Report. That's 6 to 12. You could have choose any other program to lock on to. You all choose the Ground Report right here on Talk City 91.1 FM. Don't change that dial at all. Keep it here. So Trinidad and Tobago until tomorrow morning, please God. Same time, same place. On behalf of the Ground Report team, I'm Andy Williams, better known as a Pitbull of Radio. We are out of here.
bang, bang, bang.
The voices, the issues, the energy. Talk City 91.1 FM, leading talk radio in Trinidad and Tobago. Join Roland Stewart for Beyond Limits, now airing Mondays to Thursdays from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m.